earn money, that's it. Fast forward, when 2010, I think my, all these members sitting here, for example, Debashish Patnaik morning must have been here. The founding president of TiE Bhubaneswar, Dulal Pani. We have Aishkan, the current president of TiE, another, loads of them. I will count, on and on with the names. We said we need to have an ecosystem here, right? And then TiE was born that time with a lot of legwork from the Silicon Valley, Odia residents there. Purna Mohanty is one of the significant name who, we started the chapter here in Bhubaneswar. And the ecosystem grew. Good thing happened to me that we sold 5 elements by 2018. And when I was thinking of creating Booking Genie now, I never hesitated to build it in Odisha, in Bhubaneswar. The ROC became ROC Katak, bank. That's a transition. So this entire credit goes to the ecosystem, and the celebration that we are talking about today is all about that. So with a quick introduction of both of you, and we can start, I'll start with, you can start the first quick introduction, and then we can have a...
Sure. Thank you. Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. Namaskar from the south of the country, come from Bangalore, and there bring greetings from all of us. I was just, as we were starting to chat, I was just sharing over the lunch table, what better celebration of entrepreneurship, and there's a very interesting incident. I turned an entrepreneur in 2000, co-founded a company called Merit Track, which started out as India's first skills assessments entity. And we had taken a very small office space in 2000 in a place called Gandhi Bazaar. I still remember that address. It is 86 Gandhi Bazaar. A few months we were looking out to raise some funding and some chartered accountant. And 2000, the term angel was unknown. Some chartered accountant comes and says, there is an inbound inquiry from some farmer in Shimoga who wants to talk to you. I said, what does he want to talk? We're not in agriculture. No, he wants to invest. I said, this is interesting, bring him in, and we had a chat. And then in the conversation we learned that, and we never knew Mindtree existed, right? Mindtree's office address was 88 Gandhi Bazaar. So we were literally one door away, right? And this guy says, my neighbor is the first investor in Mindtree. And the neighbor turned out to be the late VG Siddharth, who was one of the earliest investors in Mindtree, who was also a coffee planter from Shimoga. And he says, if Siddharth can invest in Mindtree, I was looking around for companies, I found your company next door. And theirs also starts with them, yours also starts with them, Mindtree, Merit Track, I want to invest in you. I said, that's a great celebration in a way. So why do you want to invest? He says, you're an IT company. I said, no, we are not an IT company, we're an assessments company. 2-3 times he kept repeating, then finally he said, but you use computers, right? I said, of course we use computers. He said, then you're an IT company. I said, if that makes you happy, we'll be an IT company. Maybe with your investment, we'll buy 5 more computers to make you happy. And that's how we found our first angel investor, right? So where I'm coming from is we grew up in the next door in the shadows of this fantastic startup. And we continue to be inspired by, it was common for us to bump into Shubroto, Partha, and the entire KK, all gang at a local coffee shop, right? And to me, that is the essence of entrepreneurship. That is the celebration of entrepreneurship, because each of us continue to be inspired by local role models, right? Our investor, Rangana, didn't come because somebody invested in the valley and they said, I'm going to invest. He saw somebody from his town investing in a startup in Bangalore in the same road, and he said, if he can make this investment, why can't I? Right? So I think this captures the story that 3 things need to happen. One, first of all, we need to recognize what's happening in our ecosystem. Sometimes I think we seem to know more what's happening in the valley than what's happening in our own backyard. 2, we need to celebrate those stories that's happening, not just amongst ourselves, but we also need to shout from the rooftops about local role models. And I think that's the key for us to create something. With your permission, maybe we should do a small, just to keep the conversation a little alive. Partha, right? So can I request all of us? I'll take 3 minutes, okay? Please find somebody who's sitting at your table or the next table that you don't know, that you have not met before. In 1 minute, each of you share something that you are celebrating currently as an entrepreneur. It could be a new customer, new investor, new product you've launched, something that you've done exciting. 1 minute each. So a 3-minute exercise. Find somebody 1 minute. You share your celebration with that person. That person shares what you're celebrating right now. Can we start? Time starts now. Let's go. Find somebody that you don't know. Everybody. You can go to another table as well. Yeah. I want to see everybody in conversation. The guys at the back, you're going to get a question hour later to say, what are you celebrating? If you can have
That's a wonderful way of starting this.
All of you, please talk. Somebody says entrepreneurship is all about serendipity and conversation. When you have this conversation, you don't know whether you're going to meet your next customer, partner, investor.
I think, Madan, you are doing just justice to the topic today, celebrating the entrepreneurship.
Sheenu and Ranjana, you can have a conversation. You don't know each other, please.
I think let me time it, another 30 seconds to go.
One more minute.
Yeah, 1 more minute, okay. Madan just told 1 more minute. Yeah, 25 is a good number. Done. Can we have some mics in the audience, please? Some more mics in the audience. Kichi mic audience re vertige de diyo.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, stop. This is the worst thing to do that I don't like doing, breaking conversations, but I would suggest that you continue during the tea time. Can I have 30-second shares by maybe 2-3 people?
Yeah.
We can have somebody
So, we have the first hand raise. So can we have the mic there?
Yeah, the lady out there.
Say it
What are
again.
you celebrating?
Mic.
Okay. One thing, this is not about your celebration, it's about celebrating the entrepreneur story that you heard.
Thank you, everyone. Hi. So, Viraj, Tarun, and I were discussing about our plans. Like, I am Priyanka, and he is Tarun. We are from the team called TAN. We are here to pitch in our idea today. So, I am excited, and we are celebrating our first few products. So I was telling the same to Viraj, and Viraj, would you like to tell?
Hi everyone, this is Viraj here. So we just found out that we work in some MNCs. That's part of our Pet Palna program. And apart from that, we are following our passion. They are also following the passion. While Priyanka and Tarun are trying to build a skincare brand in Odisha in Rourkela. So that's a great thing which they are trying to build asides their day work.
Amazing.
The hustle.
Amazing.
Oh, give them a big
Big round of applause.
Any other share that we can then switch off?
Yeah. Anybody else want to share? Yeah,
Yeah.
we have a hand raise here. Yeah, on this side, on my right side. Can we pass on the mic, please? Please raise the hand so that he can note.
Yeah, good afternoon, one and all. Sir, actually we are celebrating networking. I am in between both two beautiful ladies over here. So one is
I can see the celebration on your face for sure.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sir, to my right is Mrs. Prasannapati, who is the promoter of Indal Salon and Indus College of Engineering. And to my left, she is Mrs. Sitarani Panda. She is the founder of Weblinks Infotech, IT company into digital marketing and search engine optimization, content creating and all. Basically, it's all about women entrepreneurship. So we are celebrating women entrepreneurship also.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers to that.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, yeah, quick introduction from you, Partha, and then we can start.
Let me do a quick introduction. I was not an entrepreneur by design. So I was a happy camper. My first job was in Wipro. Out of college, I joined Wipro. I was there for 15 years. Then the bug bit me at that time. That was after
Like I was mentioning about my story.
after 15 years. And after that, we started Mindtree, and we built Mindtree for 20 years. I only worked in 2 companies. Right now, I run a venture capital firm which invests in early stage tech-based startups, which is based out of Bangalore, called Mela Ventures.
So those who are building their startup must catch hold of sir during networking and ask him to write a check for you. So, well, my first question to you would be like, how different would have been Mindtree it would have been started now?
It's an interesting question because every time we look at solving some problems, which is why a startup is born, we can't take the context out of the equation. So today, if Mindtree started with the same vision and goal, I think we would have reached nowhere. At that time, that vision that we had to do whatever we did made sense at that time. And that is true for every other startup. I mean, an idea which is 5 years back, trying to do it now, doesn't make sense because the world has changed, people have changed, customers' expectation is changing. So I think we can't lose track of the context in which the business operates. So my answer to your question is, if Mindtree would have started now with the same vision, we would have been in deep trouble very quickly.
Yeah, of course, with AI around, I think things would be. So, Madan, so with the tariffs going on and our national vision of build in Bharat and Bharat ahead and all, so what is important for you, like unlocking the distribution or the local entrepreneur, or it's more trust on the local entrepreneur that you are looking at?
Completely agree, Shivashish, and I'm delighted to see one of the initiatives announced about 314 blocks and how do we really create entrepreneurs in every block. I think the inherent resilience of India and the economic strength of India lies in each of its districts. The Indian GDP is in our face every day, right? We talk about $4 trillion economy, how we are going to 20, 30, 40, whatever that number is in 25 years, it is possible. But if I were to just give you an example, if you take a typical district, and I'll reference a district in Karnataka because I've done some work there, and I use this district name, it could be any district in India, it rhymes with India, it's called Mandya, that you're aware of, right? Mandya is a classic district with about 22 lakh population. If I were to ask any one of you in the room, what do you think is the GDP of Mandya? Any guesses? Wild guesses. Number of crores, hundreds of crores or whatever. Yep. 100 million USD. Okay. Any higher number? So Mandya is a relatively prosperous district. So I'm just using it as an example. Mandya's district GDP as per the Karnataka Economic Census report of 23-24 is 54,000 crores. Wow. One district alone. And in 2016, that was 24,000 crores. So it's doubled in 8 years. I'm sure if you pick up any district in Odisha, it will be in the region of 20 to 30,000, 40,000 crores, right? Because the sheer math, right? You multiply 22 lakh people by a 2.1 lakh per capita, gives you some number. So where I'm coming from with your question is that every district, I believe, in the country can be a $10 billion economy, which is the size of 5 Bhutans, right? And if that is the potential in the next 5, 6 years or 10 years, imagine the opportunities. And we saw the fantastic presentation by Hemanji in the morning about opportunities in Odisha in every district. So tariffs or not, India continues to be driven by domestic consumption, by a very strong domestic market. And with the innovation that's happening here, with the startups that are innovating across the board, I think there's much to celebrate and promote that. The only good thing I was telling is that, at least for now, there's no way to put a tariff on a digital good. We never know what he is going to come up with. But today, you can be building an AI startup sitting out of Koraput or wherever, and you could have a customer in the US who's using that solution. And that is the beauty of the digital borderless world that we live in today. And I think that presents a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah. So, Partha, my next question to you would be like, what is that governance, on non-negotiable governance habit you had while building, Mindtree that would, not make you do some expensive mistakes?
Governance doesn't come in the way of making mistakes. Even with great governance, you can do fantastic mistakes. But I think governance is not talked about in India enough. Yeah. One of the biggest lessons we learned, we have run Mindtree in a particular way. It was also listed. So governance standards are very, very different for listed companies. When I came to the startup world, I was amazed at how poor governance is. Governance is simple things. You do ethical things, correct things, by the law, by the book you play. I don't think we are expecting people to have a morally high ground and play something esoteric. It's basically simple things. We did a lot of study to find out why is this happening. Identified 3 reasons. One, most founders are tech founders. They don't understand governance. You ask them Java code, Python code, AI, all that they understand. The moment you say governance, usko dar lagta hai. So because of the lack of understanding of that, there is a fear of the unknown. I don't know this, I'm afraid, let me not go. Number one. Number two is actually, there is a perception that's got created, and I don't know, it's because of the government and governance. Anything governance means it will slow down things. So I don't want to touch into it. That's the second reason. Third reason is they believe that anything to do with governance costs money. All 3 are wrong. One is lack of ignorance. First and 2 are lack of ignorance. And second, it doesn't cost money. So I think what we have started doing is actually we have started educating people on governance, basic things on governance. Because I also realize we can keep blaming others saying you don't have governance. I think as part of an ecosystem play, it's also our responsibility to educate others and bring them to a next level of governance. That's what we're doing. So it is basic things, doing right, play by the book, play by the law, and do the right things.
Great. So now I see that both of you have invested money, like you have big time into investing, and you have in the capacity of angel investor invested in lot of companies. So I think in today's many founders like me also at a given point in time, we were stuck in the race between capital efficiency or speed, right? So I would love to both of you to delve into this question, whether we should a founder who is starting now or in an early stage should focus on speed or capital efficiency, like for getting the first 5 crore, let's say.
Sure. But before I get there, Partha, one question. Whenever we have met startups where there's been some governance lapses, one of the fingers always points to the investors, saying the investors pushed us. I'll come to the speed and capital efficiency and say, they said grow fast and not take some shortcuts, but there's only hacks that I can do, and therefore there was a hole. What do you think the role investors play in this?
First of all, it's absolutely true. I think lack of governance in startups and all the big failures that you see in Economic Times newspapers, I don't think investors can say, I am not to blame.
Yeah.
They are equally to blame. There are multiple reasons why they have to blame. One, some of them have a right to a board seat in a startup. They don't take the board seat because they don't want to be blamed saying you are in the board and all this happened, which is completely wrong in my opinion. For me, even if I write a small $500,000 check, I will take a board seat. I will sit on the board. Number one. Number two is actually, you can't be a passive investor.
Bystander.
What I mean by passive investor, I write the check, see me every quarter.
Yeah.
Every quarter, tell me, okay, now revenues are 10 million. Oh, I believe you. Next quarter, you'll come and say, I have 30 million. I believe you. You have to have, today, in large companies, when somebody comes and presents a financials, there is some backing of the financials.
Yeah.
Right? Now, as an investor, you also have a fiduciary responsibility to be able to ask the right kind of questions to know whether the numbers are accurate or not.
Exactly.
If numbers, you feel good about the numbers, doesn't mean you accept the numbers. So I think all players in the ecosystem, the startup founders to start with, the auditors who are involved, and the people who sit on the board, independent, non-independent, and VCs, are all have to take the responsibility for good governance.
Perfect. Thank you. I think that is a big elephant in
That
the
is
room.
helpful.
Yeah. But coming to your question about capital efficiency and speed, right? I don't think there's an or. Many times as entrepreneurs, we get caught in the tyranny of the or, right? It's either this or that. I think the entrepreneurial energy will come when you can be capital efficient and grow at the same time, right? And many times, of course, at some calls you have to take that when you're giving up growth for profitability or vice versa, but that can't be the path all the time. I'm just saying, I was just tracking the IT sector for 20 years. You grew at what, a CAGR of 18, 24, 30% with profitable growth. And look at how that whole thing, I don't think anybody asked the question then to a large, to an IT company, are you growing or are you blowing up money? I think we've got the equation wrong. It has to be an and that's where the entrepreneurial ingenuity comes into play.
A great point you make, Madan. Actually, if I take my entry as an example, because at least I know the numbers very well.
Yeah.
We raised $23 million.
Wow.
Total funding of $23 million.
Wow.
To build $1 billion company.
Wow.
Right? So
That's
that's
capital
cash
efficiency.
efficiency. But having said that, I think there's no one size fit all.
Yeah.
I'll give another example. We have invested in a satellite company. So they're going to build very complex multi-payload satellites. They're going to launch satellite through SpaceX. Now, for them to launch a satellite costs $2 million. To build a satellite costs $3 million. One satellite is $5 million. Now, you can't say you have to be capital efficient to do, okay, instead of 5 million, can I do in 4 million or 3.5 million?
Yep.
That is one kind of capital efficiency. The other kind of blow up of capital happens where you spend money to acquire customers. Actually, you're subsidizing customers. Now, that is a dangerous trend because, then the question is, when will you become profitable? So I think you have to play the game very differently based on the kind of company. I'll give it another example. We have invested in a chip company. Interesting, we talked about Atmanirbhar and self-reliant India. I'll come to that in a minute. This chip company makes chips which are designed in India for use across different sectors. Now, they already taped out their first chip. They are in commercial production right now with a few customers. Now, the question is, should I do the second chip now, or should I wait for certain revenue traction to take place before I spend money on the second chip? These are business judgment calls, which is very different from saying, I just go buy customer, I give discount to every customer to just get more customers and more revenues. That's a disastrous path to take.
So, how many of your here founders can raise of hand, please? Founders, okay. So, and how many have hiring challenges? Like you are hiring people, you don't have the right talent. We have, few here. So, yeah. So my question is, in a place like Bhubaneswar, basically, if you look at our founder landscape, and we really face a lot of challenges in hiring talents. And one is we don't get ready-made talents. We really appreciate in spending time with the fresher or with making them understand the vision. And in the long run, they are not retained also. So, what should be the hiring strategy for a place like Bhubaneswar? Not like Bangalore or Delhi I'm talking about, but would love to know this hiring strategy because you have invested in a lot of B, C category cities like Bhubaneswar. So over to you guys.
No, I think you hit the nail on the head. But I blame the founders for it. The reason why I blame the founders is founders outsource hiring to somebody else in the team. The first and only job of a founder is to hire people. The first 1,000 people in Mindtree, 1,000 people I would have personally met. They wouldn't have got a job offer otherwise. I think the primary sole responsibility of the founder is to hire people. And that hiring people starts with storytelling. You have to sell your story. Why will a guy who's got a happy salary in a big company come and join you? You don't know whether your next salary is funded or not. That's where your storytelling has to come. You have to paint the vision. You have to paint the vision of what you want to build, why he or she is so useful to you. Then only skill comes. We straight away go to asking technical questions. And then that fellow will ask salary questions. You can't match, and then you say, I can't hire anybody. It's a wrong approach we take to hiring. You have to take a very different, it's a very strategically well thought through approach, which is founder led. That is the only way you'll be able to hire.
Madan, if you can add to this and, little bit top with what kind of traits you look for, early hires?
100% agree with Partha. In fact, Partha, 3 days ago, 4 days ago, August 4th, we celebrated 25 years of Meritrack. Meritrack completed 25 years. We would have seen almost about 5,000 people go through as employees, and we've tested over 50 million people. So we all met up. And one of the things that always came was how we created a new sector in assessments where there was no talent at all. We had to literally build talents from scratch, because I couldn't go out to the market and say, hey, I'm looking for experienced assessment guys, because the industry itself didn't exist, right? So, and it's fascinating to see that the operations executive that we hired in 2001 is the CEO of the company today, right? And we've spawned off almost about, we were just counting, there were 74 startups that have come out of Meritrack, all in the recruitment assessment space. So where I'm coming from is, I think that from the trait angle, 3 things are critical, right? One, the chemistry of the founder with the person who's coming in has to match. Because the only thing we control in our lives is we enjoy working with people. You better work with people that enjoy working, right? Of course, you will have your fights, you will have your things, but you want to go back, end of the day, saying, hey, we're doing it for a cause. So chemistry is critical. Purpose alignment is critical. The storytelling is just not about numbers, right? It's about emotions. It's about purpose. Why do you do what you do, right? And Mindtree had perfected that despite being a newbie in the IT world, you were able to stand out with a fantastic story with a purpose, right? And lastly, you have to have an entrepreneurial spirit in that employee who comes in. If somebody comes and says, you know what, 6 months I need a raise, and if you sense that, at least in the initial team, that's not the person you're looking for, right? So capture them with purpose, make sure that they enjoy and you enjoy working with each other, but hold the entrepreneurial mirror and say, you know what, I want you to join me not as an employee, but as an entrepreneur. That to me has always worked.
A founder's mindset, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, and to support them as they begin their entrepreneurial journeys. In fact, that used to be a promise we used to make, if you at all you want to start your entrepreneurial journey, we'll help you to on your way, right? And we'll partner together.
Yeah, so thanks. So I'll open the, the forum for some questions from the audience. But before that, I think without an AI question, this panel will be, incomplete. So today morning, I was just, skimming through my LinkedIn, and I saw an interesting article there. We knew about unicorns, cockroach. Now, I heard today morning about cheetahs. These are AI startups which have the ability to do 10 million of revenue in the first 2 months itself. So we have examples like Cursor, like InVideo from Bombay. Cursor, 18 employees, 18 months, 100 million revenue. These were quite unthinkable earlier, like InVideo, 70 employees doing 70 million revenue. So, this is extremely overwhelming that, are we able to do this? Or is it something that only few people can do it, this wave of AI that has been taken place? So I would understand from you is it a cautious step that we need to take as a founder navigating this AI landscape, or we should give it all what we have to this AI? I think both of you.
So I think, first of all, I hate the word unicorn. I'll be honest here. I would celebrate a company, a founder, which does 100 crores revenue, than somebody who's got a unicorn status. I think we are building a wrong kind of expectations in people. We have to celebrate an entrepreneur who in the corner sitting and making 50 crores revenue, may not have great valuation, but he is doing a fantastic job, or she is doing a fantastic job. Anyway, so I hate the word unicorn, and we have created this bubble for ourselves. We have to value companies who can build and sustain, like what he said. A merit track is 25 years celebrated. We have to celebrate that, than for a startup which starts and dies tomorrow morning. Or Tatva, for example, I came for the 25th anniversary celebration. So I think sometimes what kind of metric we set, that becomes a role model for everybody. But anyway, your question was on AI, which is very different. I don't think we should get overly worried about some OpenAI getting so many $1 billion with so many employees. It's a wrong comparison. So it's like saying, why a lot of people compare, saying, you know, Google has so many employees and so many revenues, whereas Infosys has 100th revenue with less. You're comparing apples and oranges. So I don't think we should, but this comparison mindset is a human behavior. It doesn't go off so easily. So my point is we should not get compared with others, number one. Number two is actually, I'll give a perspective of how we look at companies in the AI age compared to how we were looking at 3 years back. 3 years back, when a startup comes and we make a pitch to us, we'll get into all the details. And at the end, ask a question, are you using AI anywhere? Right? That's what you used to ask. Now I ask the questions, where is AI in the center? If AI is not in the center, what you do, somebody will be able to do it much faster, sooner than you. So I think AI used to be in the fringe before, now AI become the centerpiece. And that's the way every startup that everybody who's thinking about a startup has to start thinking about. Because if you don't do it, somebody else will come up with an AI-centric approach and you'll get wiped out.
Great.
Yeah, and one quick addition to that. I think, to me, we are in the 99-2000 era of the web, right? We knew that we can create nice web pages, put some clicking buttons out there, and that used to be internet, right? To me, I think we're just scratching the surface of AI. It gives us a phenomenal opportunity to reimagine and reinvent, right? And from that, you've now seen 25 years of fantastic tech companies come out. So I think the brilliance of AI will be to reimagine everything that we do and not carry any past baggages of the way it works. And I think the winners will be those who can completely relook at the way AI is at the center, not at the fringe, and say, how will I change an approach in a particular vertical? And to me, that is a massive opportunity, because if we do it right, it can create jobs, it can create wealth, and it can create abundance.
I think we are running out of time. Just, I think, one question maybe from the audience. All right, I think we don't have one. Okay, so somebody is there, raised.
So there has been discussion on AI and practice of starting a company from Bhubaneswar and building it too fast. So I will have a very basic question, fundamental question. Every business goes through a period of cannibalization. So in the context of evolving AI, now there are several developed economies. India is almost compared as a developed economy right now. And we have a huge potential of AI.
Put your mic near to
AI growth. So what kind of strategic shift in geographical power do you see over the coming years, when the AI companies coming out of India, they actually have the ability to challenge global companies? So until unless we do not discuss on strategy, it makes no point.
So you are asking that will an AI company out of India create a global impact, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And in what sense?
Yeah.
What kind of
Madan, you can
inspiration
take it.
our culture, our civilization can have?
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll answer it in a very short way. when Martina Navratilova was asked, how do you hit the ball so hard being a woman? Her answer was, the ball doesn't know whether I'm a man or a woman. Right? So I'm just taking that analogy to say, the beauty about an AI solution is it has no boundaries in a way. It doesn't have to be that it's an Indian solution. It does not have to be a Ukrainian solution. You can be sitting anywhere reimagining. And if it meets a particular use case well, the beauty is it will get adopted fast, right? So I think we'll discuss more, but that thought just came to my mind.
I think with that note, we would end this session, and thank you so much for your wisdom and so much of insight into this startup, basically looking at the landscape of Bhubaneswar. So I think what best can we celebrate entrepreneurship than a Rakhi Purnima day, where you kind of, the basis of Rakhi Purnima is trust, that you are saying that, hey, I am here to back you up. It doesn't matter whether it's a brother and sister, it's an entrepreneur, mentee. It is that relationship, that ecosystem that we are talking about that needs to be celebrated each day. I think I owe a lot to this TiE forum, starting from 2010 when I quit my job. I mean, I think Debashish Patnaik is also one of our ex-president sitting with our president here. So these people were there to back us up when we started business, who had already reached in a significant position by then. So thank you so much again, and over to you, Disha.
Thank you.
Our president to please join on stage and felicitate our panelists. And what a wonderful session post-lunch, because I think it has brought back the energy in the hall already. So we would like to thank our panelists and our moderator for such a fantastic discussion on entrepreneurship. Starting with a pen and paper exercise, I think that sort of got everybody interested. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't take much effort. Like I've always said, it's just taking your left hand, taking your right hand, and just bringing them together. That's all you need to do to celebrate entrepreneurship here today. All right, thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen. And since the theme was celebration of entrepreneurship, we are going to have an activity, a small activity, which actually resonates with the theme that we just spoke about, celebration of entrepreneurship. We have a homegrown entrepreneur who has been funded by our TiE member, and we would like to invite both of them on stage, because this is all about, as Mr. Subhashish Mishra was just saying, that when he started, there was someone to back up. There's always, that is what the TiE ecosystem is all about, backing up the young emerging entrepreneurs, which the members are doing. So we'd like to invite on stage Mr. Deepti Sundar, his startup is Mo Ambulance, and would like to invite the secretary, TiE Bhubaneswar, Mr. Ananda Prasad Padi, who has funded him with rupees 20 lakh. He's also a past member of Bhubaneswar, part of Bhubaneswar Angel, which was started by Shri Debashish Patnaik, sitting right here in front, who's also the former TiE president. So we'll have Deepti on stage, and we have a video. Before we felicitate Deepti, can we just quickly take a look at that video?
Meet Mr. Deepti Sundar Mohanty, founder of Cleano Health, revolutionizing India's emergency healthcare.
India's ambulance services lack real-time coordination, quality monitoring, and central oversight, leading to delayed response and poor service standards during critical emergencies.
Deepti Sundar Mohanty built India's first AIoT-enabled ambulance platform, integrating real-time dispatch, quality monitoring, and smart hospital connectivity. NABIL certified and backed by 5 patents. At TiE Bhubaneswar, the premier platform connecting entrepreneurs with investors, Dipti connected with Mr. Padi, who invested in the company's vision.
Today, Clino Health is valued at Rs 30 crores with 80 plus professionals, serving 5 industry clients and 60 plus hospital partners. Since Mr. Padi's investment, 3x revenue growth, technology validation, and partnerships with 50 plus hospitals. Their mission: one nation, one ambulance, one dashboard, infinite impact. The next 18 months, scale to 10,000 plus ambulances, 3,000 AM Tech units, 250 plus hospitals, Rs 12-15 crores revenue, international pilots and Series A funding.
Transforming emergency healthcare from chaos to precision. Clino Health isn't just building a company, they're saving lives at scale.
All right, so that gives us an idea about Mo Ambulance. Like I said, it's already been funded by with rupees 20 lakh, and we are taking this opportunity, this platform, to felicitate him. So I'll request Mr. Padi to felicitate Mr. Dipti. And yes, a big round of applause once again, because like we were all talking, this is all about the ecosystem, backing our young emerging entrepreneurs. Thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, our next session on women entrepreneurship, championing women in entrepreneurship. Again, a very, very important session. So, I would, without any further delay, invite our panelists on stage with a huge round of applause from all of you. Ms. Ranjana Singha, Managing Director, Cafe Totarma, Dr. Shinu Chavar, President, TiE Rajasthan, and Ms. Manisha Acharya, Founder, Veneers Forum, who would be moderating the session. Ms. Ranjana is a purpose-driven entrepreneur, strategist, and accidental food innovator with over 20 years of experience in establishing and scaling fine dining restaurants and cafe ventures across India. Stepped into the culinary world through passion and dedication rather than formal training. As partner at the Terraco, she manages notable brands such as That's Why Food and On The Go. She also serves as Managing Director at Cafe Totaram Private Limited, where she spearheads daily operations, menu innovation, and customer experience strategy. She collaborates closely with expert chefs to design cuisine concepts that are inventive, market relevant, and aligned with evolving consumer taste. She was also past president, TiE Coimbatore chapter, past co-lead, TiE Global Women, and vice chair, FLO Coimbatore. A TEDx speaker, she has many awards and accolades to her credit. A warm welcome to her. We also have with us Dr. Shinu Chavar, a visionary healthcare leader, clinical governance expert and entrepreneur with deep expertise spanning clinical quality, healthcare system, and maternal mental health. Currently serves as promoter director on the board of Apex Hospital, a leading chain of 7 multi and super specialty hospitals across Rajasthan. Is also the founder of Ace Vision Health Consultant Private Limited, India's first clinical governance consulting firm, serving clients in India, Africa, and the UK. Ace was in fact listed among the top 10 hospital planning firms by E&Y report commissioned by the India Brand Equity Foundation. She's also a TEDx speaker, recognized voice in healthcare transformation, and of course, the president of TiE Rajasthan, and has also been elected to TiE Global Board of Trustees, as we all know. We also have with us Ms. Manisha Acharya, founder of Veneers Forum, India's first private women-focused incubator, a passionate advocate for inclusive innovation. She has been instrumental in creating platforms that empower and elevate women entrepreneurs across India. Through the Veneers Forum, she continues to build a vibrant ecosystem of mentorship, visibility, and growth for women change makers. A startup mentor and innovation consultant, she's also the author of Seed to Sapling, the Incubator Way. So I'll request her to take this session forward from here.
Thank you, thank you. A very good afternoon, everyone. Today's topic, that is the championing women in entrepreneurship, which is not only very close to my heart, but it is very vital for the economic growth or the inclusive growth of the nation, which lead to the Vikasit Bharat. If you see the around 75,000 already women startups, women-led startup have recognized through Startup India. And there are many schemes through from the central government and state government schemes are there to support the women entrepreneurs. if you see the most of the women entrepreneurs, they address to the any societal problem and they build up their startup on that. But it is always we see that the percentage of women entrepreneurs getting the institutional funding, it is very low. In globally, it is 2 to 3%. In India, it is slightly better. It is 5%. So in my experience also, it is almost more than 15 years experience in the as a startup enabler. I saw that in every aspect, the challenges are, entrepreneurs have own challenges, but on women startup has some extra. And even it is a rural entrepreneur, you can say, or any deep tech startup, they have their own challenges, some extra challenges. So with that, actually, with that mission, I built up that Winners Forum to support the women startup, which is we can say the first incubator and accelerator in eastern part of India, women-focused incubator and accelerator. So now we have two powerhouse of women leaders who both are not only entrepreneur, but also they mentored a good number of women startups. I just take their LinkedIn profile, although I know, but I saw that they have mentored to many startups. One is into the hospitality sector, another one is the healthcare sector, which is both are very promising sector for them. And now I'd like to ask to Ranjana ji that what inspired you start your company that in restaurant sector, in the hospitality sector. That is, there are lots of, you can see the challenges are there, lots of competition is there in that particular sector, but you want to establish those particular type of your company, startup company. You are into multiple, I think, restaurants things. And what are the challenges you faced as a woman entrepreneur and how you overcome those?
Good evening. I think it's close to 4 o'clock. No, it's 3:30. Still good afternoon. First of all, thank you very much, Mohanty, for inviting us over. A small correction. My company is called Cafe Totaram Private Limited. It's a tribute to my grandfather, who was a freedom fighter. So just wanted to make a correction there. When you talk about challenges, see, I started my business 20 years ago. Times were different when I started. The challenges what were at that time are not the same. It keeps changing. Those days, I think not many women were part of the restaurant business. Very few women in Coimbatore. I'm originally from Delhi, shifted to Coimbatore and started my restaurant business there. People felt that women, for example, I remember very well, somebody came to the restaurant to meet Sir. So in Tamil, they asked me, Sir Enge, where is the Sir? I said, I'm the Sir, you have to talk to me. So that was a reality at that time, not anymore. We carry a lot of biases that women don't do food business. It's a very, very challenging. It's like a 365 days of business. When you are resting at home, we are making money on those days, Saturday and Sunday, busy days for us. There's no holiday for us. I remember very well once my district association took me to meet the collector to give the flowers, you know. So we were treated like trophies there. And one fine day I had to stand up for myself and said, if you're going to take me to do that, I'm not coming. Even I have issues to talk. I can't be just giving flowers to them. So these are the changes which has happened, were challenges. Now I feel people are slowly getting used to it, that women can also do businesses. Other than that, your bureaucratic challenges or running up a place or managing financials were not easy. I did not know how to read the P&L those days. I worked on myself to understand what is red, what is black. So I think on-ground learning was fantastic. I would only suggest in today's generation, they are very smart, but we all need to work on financial. The number work is very important. I feel that's the core of our business. If the numbers are clear, you can go to the next level. If the numbers are not sorted, then that can be a challenge. So yeah, for me now I feel, I don't think these are challenges now. This is the part of the business. We have to just dive into it and find the solution. Like how men do it, women also do it. It's the way, how do we do it differently? That's the only thing I would say.
The common process that it is.
Absolutely, you know, and wherever you see there is a problem, find a solution, create the process and move ahead.
Have you seen anything changes in recently? Means any mindset change or anything towards women entrepreneurs or towards this in hospitality sector? If women entrepreneurs will come forward to this sector, anything when you have started and in present scenario, any changes you have seen?
Like, come again, sorry, I missed it.
So, whatever you have, when you have started your journey
Yeah.
and in present scenario, what are the changes you have seen?
Changes in my food business?
Yes, food business, in any business, or particularly in women sector.
Yeah, I
women
see,
entrepreneurship
I
sector.
think post-COVID, my observation is I've seen a lot of young girls are getting into the businesses now. I've seen a lot of, Instagram is a revolution, I feel, in business in today's time, especially in beauty segment, in food segment, in retail segment, I see a change where women are not only working from home, they are showcasing their skill and making it into a business and generating revenues. Influencer marketing has changed the whole business concept nowadays. The content creation has changed the business, especially in my segment, which is so important. I am from the time when the print media was the predominant way of marketing. Not anymore, it's almost dead. It's all about content, innovative content creation. That's a big change. This is all has happened post-COVID. So the faster we grow, I'm also trying it's not easy to be very honest, but I'm also incorporating these kind of content creation to my business, which I had never done before. So see, for us, innovation is a way forward. You think you're doing fine, and sometimes numbers also gives you a figure that you're doing fine, but market can prove you wrong anytime. So am I market ready or am I market relevant? We have to continuously innovate, and that's what we've been doing, especially in my food business, which has a shelf life of maximum 7 years. I am 22 years old, still surviving and kicking. Yes, yeah. So yes, it's not easy. The whole idea is innovation in my business, which I continue to do that.
Okay. Anything you want to advise for the women entrepreneurs or any entrepreneur you can say who want to come in the food sector?
Who wants to come in the food
sector?
Yeah.
Business sector.
Do you have any opinion? I'm sorry?
Who want to in the food business sector?
Yeah.
Yes. Any advice you want
Advice
to
to
give?
those who want to come in the food business? Okay. Whether it's a man or a woman, food business is not easy. Simple. You think it sounds very glamorous. It sounds like you sell in cash, buy in credit. They're all false stories. You have to have a heart of steel. 70% businesses fail in first 6 months of time, especially food business. I've seen a lot of IT people getting into a food business everywhere. They think it's such an easiest way to do the business. But in my opinion, first thing we have to know who is the audience. Why do you want to get into a food business? Do you have the bandwidth? Can you work 365 days without any fatigue, continuity, consistency? If you have all these kind of skill sets in place, hire somebody. If you
You have mentored you have all means you are into healthcare sector as an entrepreneur. Also, you have mentored to many women startups. So, what are the trends you are saying in women entrepreneurship recently? What type of business normally these days women entrepreneurs want to build?
So I'll be very honest with you. I'm going to pick up the cue from what Madan said in the previous section. I think entrepreneurship is the ball, and when it gets hit, it doesn't know whether it's a woman or a man kicking it. So I have never really noticed when I'm mentoring, I have never really noticed who's behind the gender of the entrepreneur behind the idea. And my one advice to everybody is, the government may have certain schemes, and there is a reason for it, obviously, like you said, that there is a very less percentage of women who get the funding for all sorts of historical reasons. It's not just about India, it's about the entire world. That aside, we as entrepreneurs and as mentors have to just focus on the metrics of the business really, and never on the gender.
So any particular sectors that you are seeing that, because you have mentored so many women startups, that's why I'm asking, there any particular sector that you are saying that many women entrepreneurs are coming? Did this?
So again, I'm so sorry, never really focused on that. There are a man of India who's working on a social impact entrepreneurship, which is completely based for women. So again, the area where you come from, and somebody did say it's an opportunity. And when they come up with the business idea, it seems to be so simple, and you think, why didn't I think of it? You know, sometimes it's as simple as that. So entrepreneurship is about being at a place, and I'm not going to say the right place, because entrepreneurs make things right? They bring the right time in. It's about looking at an opportunity, being strong enough to say that I have a solution to this problem, and which a lot of people do as a problem today, and I have the commercial acumen to make this into a success. As far as the trends are concerned, I think, interestingly, and not just because I'm from the healthcare sector, but because whenever we mentor from the platform of TiE, it's always sector agnostic. But I'm seeing a lot of healthcare, health tech startups come in the, come to us. Fintech, yes, but a lot of health tech startups are there.
Okay, so you are into the healthcare sector. So what are the challenges you have faced or you are facing, and how you are overcoming those? Any tips you want to give to the women startups or any startup within the healthcare sector?
Great. So there are basically within the domain of healthcare, there are two different businesses that I would say I'm a part of. One is the family business of hospitals, which is a no-brainer. I think still we need a lot of hospitals in the country, especially in tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Shortage of doctors, shortage of nurses, but even skilled nurses. All of these are compounded problems. How do we break through these challenges to understand, again, like it was discussed in the previous section, artificial intelligence is not on the periphery anymore. Or digital technology is not on the periphery anymore, but doctors and skilled nursing staff is a problem. But it's not a problem for me alone or for a certain section of the hospital industry alone. It's there for everybody. And I'm not just going to say for India, but even the Western world in certain pockets, because healthcare is skewed in certain geographical territories. So we've addressed that challenge by adopting digital technology, by having a telemedicine platform, by creating hyper-local entities called the tele-OPDs. We all understand the OPDs, which are in-person doctor-patient treatment within the hospital. But can you actually create it in real time where the patient walks into his nearby center, even if it's a pharmacy, it's a diagnostic center, or it's a standalone clinic, and they can have an access to the super specialist consultation right there when they need it, and not via the very, very age-old concept of organizing free camps, because that really doesn't work, because it's not there where the patient needs it in real time. So we've created a lot of those. I mean, with that, while our hospitals are in Rajasthan, we forayed with the tele-OPDs in MP and the nearby states also. So we've tried to address that problem, because then the patient does not have to travel from his local city, which could be a tier 5, tier 4 city, but can access the super specialty treatment straight from there. So there are a lot of such technologies. We also have the eICU concept, which is electronic ICUs. You'd be amazed to know that one of the leading hospital chains of India actually runs eICU for patients in the US. So again, the world is really a local geography today. The whole issue is, where is the problem and do I have a solution for it? And irrespective of where you're sitting, if you have that kind of a mindset, you're going to find a solution.
Okay. So you have mentored to many startups, women startups. Is it possible that you can share an inspiring story? And I will ask to you also, ma'am, that the same thing, because you have mentored to many startups, both of you. So any inspiring story of one woman entrepreneur is possible that share briefly to our audience.
You have me lost for the right answer. Do you want to go ahead first?
One inspiring story, only one inspiring story.
All of them are so inspirational. I think whenever we mentor, and I think this sentiment will be echoed by everybody in the hall, I think there's far more that we learn than we actually mentor. We may come from our experience and what we say to them, but we get tutored with every startup that we speak to, and we get ready to mentor the next startup. I think for me, resilience is a very important attribute, and startups who showcase that and where they are adaptable to change and willing to learn from real-time experience of what they're seeing around their marketplace, that is very, very inspirational, because you can't really be married to your idea.
Okay.
If you have to move with the world, you actually have to move with the world.
You have any inspiring stories to share? Any woman
I can't think of an inspiring story, but for sure, I have a language problem. I can't understand Tamil completely. So there is one woman I remember. She started she got into this food packaging business. She did not know English, and I did not know Tamil, but she chased me to get my feedback, and she sent me samples to create recipes out of it. And that was, I felt, that's what she spoke about resilience. When we talk about passion, you know. Though there was such a big language barrier between she and me, but she made sure that she learned what she wanted to learn from me. I think that's interesting about women. They don't leave it. And of course, she was coming from a very economically different kind of background, and she wanted to support the family. And maybe that also moved me. Said this, at least what I can do for her is mentor her well. So these are the journeys when you meet women, those who start from a grassroots level. And I believe in one thing, you know, now things are changing. You know, especially when I started the business, there were two reasons for women to get into the business. Either they are coming from the business families, a second generation, third generation. A first generation women entrepreneur, when they come into the business, many a times it's because of economic pressure. They want to support the family. They get into the business. It's a second and third generation of business is like when they see it's happening in their house and they show interest and they join the business. Many a times, women leave the business in between when the money is not required. That also happens. For a man, it's a part of their DNA, you know. They have to make money to run the family. For women, that option is still there to stay at home, right? So unless you're passionate about it, or you're coming from that background, or you have the pure economic reason, you don't get into the business. And if you get, then you have to go, it's a long race. You just can't leave it in between. And over the period of time, of course, like people like me who, I don't see myself retired. I don't know what she has in her mind. I don't see myself retired at all. I think I'll go dead if I have to stay at home and do nothing. My mind will stop working. So each one of us see our work differently. But yes, I get inspired with a lot of women, especially I get inspired by women, those who start from very small. They are inspiring people. It's not easy for them. We have a support at home. They don't even have a support at home. They still are resilient there. And that's interesting.
So we always listen that there is a gender bias for the funding support, particularly the institutional funding, means to get the angel investment or VC, that government grants women startups are getting, but investment for the VC angel investor, it is very, very rare. Means, do you think is it presently also the same thing, or is that mindset has already changed, or if that is already also, because we are seeing that number of that percentage during 23, it is I think what percentage the women startup got the funding support during 2023, it has declined during 24. So is it that any particular reason for the gender bias, or how, if that any policy or our mindset should change so that will help? Anything, both of you, just give your views.
Yeah, do you want to go first? See, I'll be very honest with you. Everything is okay, depends from which perspective you're looking at it, right? So when there's an investor who wants to put the money, he's obviously looking at a good wealth creation from that investment. Now, park that. The other is the perception that women may not carry their ideas through. Therefore, am I really going to make a good return on my investment? Now park that. It's not fair. That perception is not fair, but that perception may have played a big role in the funds not coming in. But I think that perception has changed to a very great extent today, because when you see some role models, irrespective of the gender, but also the female gender who've done so well. I think people have begun to understand that when the founders are really passionate about what they're doing, and if their business model makes sense, then there will be some exit, sustainable, healthy, profitable exit at the end. So I think investors are willing to put in their money on the idea, and they don't, that perception is changing. I'm not going to say that it's completely been eradicated, because the numbers don't prove that. We may see that within our local ecosystems, but that's a very small sample size to derive a global understanding of how things are playing. That is something we can only understand from the numbers and from the reports. So that perception is changing. Why that has dipped in 24? Again, there could be a lot of reasons for it. I'm not the right person to be able to comment on that. But overall, things have changed.
What is your perspective?
Okay, I haven't experienced like that. I feel success gets invested. You know, when you have a success story, then there are no biases. I don't think so anyone sees a gender. And when this is not my experience is not like that. The people haven't come forward and not shown interest in investing in the businesses. But I think that the perception is slowly changing also. The generation which those who are getting into businesses or getting into entrepreneurship, they're doing their homework very well. And how they're communicating their ideas, their business, their strategy, if it is explained very well, I think this gender is irrelevant. This is my view, and the more I meet younger women, I'm actually very hopeful they are ready for a next level of investment. And I haven't experienced, as maybe the success, when people see your success, they see your action, they see your strategy, your plan, they don't see the gender.
No, and there's so many other reasons also. I mean, if you look at, there is one view that says that the number of students that come out from the IIT are very successful in terms of being successful founders. Now, what is the ratio of the women and the men in IIT institutes, for example? So I do not know, are we just looking at the outcome? Are we looking at the underlying reasons? No idea. But all of these numbers can be very skewed to some extent. In the social impact space, you may see more women coming in, perhaps because they're attached more to the ground reality and they want to make a difference there. Social impact funding, we have to ask ourselves what percentage of the total funding is actually impact funding. So there are so many bits and pieces to this question that having one generic answer would probably not be, in all probability, the right answer to give on this.
So in metro cities, the women startups are getting lots of exposure, lots of things. But if you see the tier 3, means those there, how we can improve that situation and how we can improve so that being a startup enabler, what should you do that will improve the women startup scenario in the small town and small things? What is the opinion? How we should do? Because in India there are many good innovations we are getting from the tier 3 towns, but they are not able to scale up. So how we should fill up that gap?
I mean, from the platform of TiE, I would actually forward this question to Ranjana, who's been part of TiE Women. This is something which TiE does. Every TiE chapter has within its ecosystem lots of cities that they cater to. And I think TiE recognized this problem very early, that we must focus on the grassroots level at the women. Do you want to talk about it?
When I see the number of women or those who are applying for this TiE Women program and participating and pitching for TiE Women pitch competition is increasing every year. The numbers are changing. But I want to draw your attention to, I'll take you back to, because my business is all about, it's about food, and Instagram is a place now when all of you, when you want to go to a place, you want to see pictures, you want to see videos, you know. You know, on Instagram, 80% of business accounts are on the name of women. You'd be surprised, right? And in rural India, the rural women entrepreneur, that 80% of business comes from digital space, from social media. So you see how they are leveraging it. So we are underestimating that space, but they are leveraging that space. So where do you see things are not changing? We are seeing only at the top level, you know. We're talking about unicorn, we're talking about big startup funding. But the actual change is happening at the ground, you know, at a surface level, which we are not even observing. I'm hyperactive on social media because of my business, and of course I enjoy watching it also, but I see a huge change how women are transforming their lives. Not only by creating content, that's one side of it, but building their business on it. Why go far? There's a brand called Mrucha by this woman called, she has 5.5 million followers, right? And she has created her own beauty brand now by that. And there's interesting stories, yeah. The famous cosmetic brand Vinita, or what's her, Sugar. She started a business from there. So these things are changing. It's not changing right now. At every level in our country, I would see things are changing. Women are coming forward, and the biggest support probably what they're getting is from their families, which wasn't the case before. Now, parents are fine if their girls, their daughters are doing business. Husbands are fine if the dual income is coming home and they want to become entrepreneurs. Those are the changes we need to observe and see whether things are happening at the grassroots level.
Not even the programs like TiE,
Yes.
which is for the school-going children, again, does not look at the gender. So you're seeding the seeds of entrepreneurship right from that stage. Focus on TiE women, for example, from the global board, from all the chapters. I think that is a clear-cut focus, that why don't we encourage women to be a part of this? Masterclasses happen, one-on-one mentorship happens, angel investing happens, those platforms are given. So I think all of these things are one step forward in taking us to the direction where entrepreneurship is celebrated and people are not scared to fail fast.
Yeah. So one last question, then we'll go to the audience question. Work-life balance. It is always a question to women. Being if it is a woman leader or working as a professional or woman entrepreneur, people are asking how you are giving the work-life, how you are keeping. So what is the
It's all bunkum work-life balance and all that. It's only people talk about it. Some days you are so damn busy and you're so stressed. So something has to take a back seat, right? So your work takes a back seat. Your house takes a back seat. Sometimes you are, the only thing probably I would proudly say about women is we are multitaskers, right? And that should be our strength. We can do everything. While I'm talking on the phone, I can buy vegetables also for the house. We are designed like that, right? So, but when people ask work-life balance, what do you mean by work-life balance? When a man goes in the morning to work, he goes and comes back in the evening, a typical household scenario where her wife comes and serves. For a woman, when she comes home, she picks up a tea for herself, or there will be support at home. I don't think like that. I feel I have created a support system in my house that I'm working. Sometimes I work for 10 hours a day. Someone has to be there, not my husband, but somebody has to be there to take care of me. So you create those support systems. Instead of becoming a victim, oh my God, I have to do housework, I have to do office work. Instead of doing that, I think women have to take a step forward and create a support at home. So they take care of you, not that, and that becomes a work-life balance in my opinion. I don't know how Sheenu is managing her house and her hospital, but I manage my house and my work where I've created a fantastic support system at home. Sorry? To make money to keep Naukar, yeah, that's the advantage of being empowered, I feel. She's a different person altogether. Madam ji needs rest every 2 hours.
No, tell me, answer one. This is for the audience. What is the meaning of balance? Balance chahiye ki extreme satisfaction of achievement chahiye? Can that be achieved through balance? Honest question to the audience. So I'll tell you, work aside, personal dream of doing a PhD, nothing to do with my career, just a personal dream. COVID ka samay tha, you know how COVID was, you know what a hospital had to do during COVID, and my part-time PhD was continuing because it was a personal dream, like I said, in maternal mental health. There were Sundays, apart from the COVID stress, there were Sundays, बारिश का मौसम होता था, and WhatsApp पे चाय पकौड़ी की बातें होती थी, and I was there doing my research and my studies, etc. Where is the balance? I think it's a choice that we make. We can either strive for balance, or we can try and strive for disproportionate, skewed sense of achievement, and that's a choice that we have to make in our lives.
And I think it's all about your ambition also, how ambitious you are, what is more important to you. You win some, you lose some. कुछ तो छूटेगा ही. आप कितना भी मेहनत कर लीजिए, कुछ छूटेगा. कोई family छूटेगी या business छूटेगा. That's the price we all pay. You have to be ready for it, whatever your calling is.
So one last closing remarks from both of you, just, yes. Then we'll, because we don't have much time. So one question we can take from the audience. Only one question. Anyone? One question only, because we don't have time. So due to time constraint, we can take only one question.
Good evening. I am Dr. Nalini Kant. I am also a public health specialist. So my question to Dr. Sinu ma'am, in your previous interviews, you specified you have a three criteria: opportunity, growth, and learn. Your basic things to growth. So I am asking that where you have started 50-bedded hospitals, where there was no Ayushman Bharat, no much more affordability of the healthcare, what the opportunity you had to think about 500-bedded hospitals and how you succeed?
Thank you for that question. So I must share with you that on my hospital entrepreneurship journey, I'm not alone. There is a whole bunch of people. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law started the first hospital, which was a 50-bed hospital. My husband and I expanded it to the next level, and now my co-brother and my co-sister are also, we're all together, and my son now is all of 26, and he's also part of the business. So I think that passion somehow, it connects all of us into thinking of growth and learning. We are very blessed as a family. That is one thing that really connects all of us. So from 50 beds to the journey of 500 beds also happened because not only the first generation, that's my father-in-law and my mother-in-law, they were risk takers and very supportive of new ideas. But also my husband and I, we were in the NHS UK, we worked there for 4 years. And while we were working there, somehow we felt that we were very clear that we wanted to come back. But with what we were learning there, we also tried to understand where is the next age growth going to be. And I think armored with the want to expand, knowledgeable with where things were probably going to go, understanding that kind of a vision with the world exposure, that helped us and made us even more passionate when we came back. And with the support of the family, I think that journey happened, but of course with also the infusion of private equity, because the hospital space is a very capital intensive space. So you cannot create a hospital, create the bottom line, create the second hospital. Then it would have been up to the fourth or the fifth generation to go to the third hospital. So with the infusion of private equity, we had to take that step. Were we ready to dilute? The first time that you dilute your family business is a very tough step, because you're letting go. That letting go is a very important, very crucial, but very tough step. Once that happened, I think there was no looking back, and we moved forward. I hope that answers your question. So a lot of parameters.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll request TiE Bhubaneswar President to also join on stage for the felicitation. And yes, I'm sorry, we have to quickly hurry because we are running a little behind again. Scheduled 25 minutes to be exact. So we would like to make up for the time. But what a wonderful session. Can we have a big round of applause for these wonderful ladies who were here with us? Very inspiring, very interesting. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for this absolutely wonderful session. I'll of course request moderators for the sessions later today and tomorrow. If you want to take the questions from the audience, we'll request you to look at the timer and probably wrap up the session, your questions, 5 minutes before it ends, so that you can keep those 5 minutes for audience questions. That way we will be able to manage time better. Thank you so much. For an event like this, I think the MC is a person everybody hates. Three cheers for our women entrepreneurs. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you once again. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an action-packed day. I think all of us need to stretch a bit, relax a little, because our next session plans to do that. It's going to be a very, very interesting session, but before we start or talk about the session, I will make a mandatory request. Please ensure your mobile phones are in silent mode. This is a mandatory request. Please ensure that your mobile phones are in silent mode. So like I was saying, it's been an action-packed day. We need to stretch a bit, relax a bit. And our session next is on yoga in entrepreneurship. Yes, you heard me right. It's yoga in entrepreneurship. And we have with us Ms. Priyanka Sinha, a yoga entrepreneur with a diploma in nutrition, masters in yoga, loves bringing ancient wisdom to modern life, helping people feel healthier in body, mind, and spirit. For her, wellness should be a simple, practical, and something everyone can embrace even in the fast-paced tech world. We have a video. Before I invite Priyanka ji on stage, we have a video on her. Let's take a look at it. And then, of course, the stage will be all hers.
From the wellness studios of Bangalore to TiEcon Bhubaneswar, meet Priyanka Sinha, the yoga entrepreneur transforming how business leaders find balance. With multiple studios across Bangalore and Udupi, she's guided countless entrepreneurs through stress, burnout, and work-life challenges. From mindful eating habits to mental wellness practices, her holistic approach is revolutionizing entrepreneurial well-being. Join this spiritual wellness pioneer as she shares her journey from studio owner to entrepreneur healer. TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025, where business meets balance.
All right, let's welcome Ms. Priyanka Sinha on stage for this session now. And over to you. Well, some of us need it a little more than the others, but everybody needs yoga in today's world for sure. So I'll let her take over. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diksha. Namaste to everybody. Before that, as Diksha requested that, put your phone on silent mode so we can enjoy this small session. I'm not promising something miracle here, but you are going to enjoy this short practice or session for 15 minutes. So make yourself comfortable, keep your back straight. Okay. So once again, Namaste, Hari Om to everybody, and thank you for the opportunity to share the gist of knowledge of yoga. I would like to share my experience, how I came to yoga, where the medicine were not able, the pills were not able to help me. Yoga helped me to cure myself. And I fell in love yoga, which encouraged me to share this knowledge with everybody here. So we are talking about from the AI and the technology from morning, sitting here, might we feel tired or, you know, we need to little bit stretch ourselves. So before that, make yourself comfortable. And I ask my student when they come to me that why yoga? I would like to ask all of you, why yoga? Yoga helps us to balance the work life. And I'm a little bit nervous and yeah. So yoga helps us to balance. Are we taught to handle the situation in that way, where we can balance work and life? It all starts with the mind. I would like to ask all of you, what is mind? Any answer? What is mind? Because we are talking about the ideas here, which is coming to our mind. It is nothing but the piles of thoughts. What is thought? The energy we are talking about. Sitting here from the morning, our energy, how it shifts. So we will experience a short practice about the energy, which will help us to feel, to experience that when we are happy, when we are sad, when we are angry, how our mind controls the breath, how our mind has the impact on our breath, which we simply say in Sanskrit, prana. Prana is nothing but life, the vital force, the energy. Okay, and through prana, we can control our mind. In yogic text, in different schools of yoga, there are so much talks happens about yoga, like father of yoga, Maharishi Patanjali, he says, yoga chitta vritti nirodha. By controlling yoga is modification of controlling the mind. Rishi Vashishta says, tricking the mind skillfully. And Sri Krishna says that mind can be the best friend and the biggest enemy. So let us little experience this energy by making ourselves comfortable. I would like everybody here to sit straight, gently close your eyes, and let us feel the prana, the energy, the shift which will happen. You can experience from morning to now. How do you feel? Just relax yourself, keep your eyes closed, face the palm down. Gently close your eyes, settle yourself. We will have a short practice to just experience. Before that, we will start to move our neck 3 times up and down. Inhale up. Exhale down. I would like you, all of you, to stretch your spine because you are sitting here from morning. Inhale, look up with the eyes closed. Exhale and down. 2 more times. Inhale, look up. Exhale and down. Do it gently. Inhale, look up. Exhale down. And now come to the center. Now, slowly bring your hands in front of your chest. Start to move your fingers. Make a loose fist and open. Inhale, open. Exhale and close. Just to shift the energy. Inhale and exhale. From there, I would like you to open your both the hands wide with inhale. If you have space, exhale. If not, then start to rotate your elbow. Just, I want you to open your armpit because the accumulation of the energy, it is near the armpit. So I would like you to let go that emotion which you are holding. It could be anything, your personal, your professional, your career. Just let it go out and then just relax your hands down. So before we go into pranayam, the pranayam means prana. We will break the word here. Prana means life. Yama means extension. So pranayama is control of the breath or extension of the life. The rishis back then, they used to control, which is called kumbhak, retaining the breath. So they can extend their life. We will experience that prana by rubbing your palms together. I would like to request everybody rub your palm, generate the heat. You can open your eyes, sit straight, and just experience this energy. And just follow the instruction. Nothing, just you have to feel it. How do you feel? What is the shift? Now, once you feel the palm, the warmth in your palms, start to open your hands away from each other. Slow. Do it very slow. Both the hands, okay? And bring it together. What do you feel? Experience. You may close your eyes or open it or just look at your palms. Feel the magnetic force between the palms. Are you feeling that? Do it for a few times. Now, with this movement, think about the happy moment about your life, any happy moment. And you expand your hands, how far it goes. Is it going wide? The more you're happy, the more you can feel the dance between the palms. Okay? And now, slowly shift your emotion from happy to the sad moment. Any sad moment, you pick it up from your life experience and feel the shift of the energy. How do you feel? The energy becomes very small, the dense has reduced. Now, with that, I would like you to add one more thing. Think about that you were angry at one point. How that emotion, so this is the prana. When we are agitated, when we are angry, it harms our mind. It loses the temper, the breath, and there is very subtle thing happening. When we don't have the control over the prana, our mind controls. We lose our temper. We start to do things which is not good. So to keep us healthy, we have to focus on the prana. So in Sanskrit there is shloka, chale vatam, chale chittam. Where your breath goes, your mind goes. If your breath is still, your mind is still. So can we take a small commitment to ourselves? Can we promise ourselves, they were talking that we don't have time sometimes. Can we make 10 minutes for ourselves to practice daily for the well-being? It's not that miracle is going to happen unless pranayama is very small thing. It comes with the whole package. Maharishi Patanjali talks about Ashtanga Yoga, the eightfold path, which I'll be not sharing today in details, but the gist of it that you take half an hour time for yourself, practice asana. If that is not possible, then practice pranayama for 10 minutes. I'll give you one demonstration of the pranayama which we can do at home, and then you can start your daily routine. So once again, keep your back straight, close your eyes, adopt chin mudra or gyan mudra, face it down, back straight, eyes gently closed, and start to settle down on your seat. I would like everybody to keep the eyes closed till I say to open it. Adopt chin mudra or gyan mudra. Now, slowly feel the abdominal movement. When you are inhaling, your abdomen is bulging out. When you are exhaling, your abdomen is going in. We will do this for 2 minutes to settle ourselves. Feel the emotion in this moment. Feel the energy shift. From morning to now, how do you feel in this moment? What is your thought pattern? What is your emotion? What is the state of your emotion? Nothing else, just 2 minutes, focus on your breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep the back straight, let the energy flow. Let the prana flow in your spine, through your spine. Inhale, exhale. You feel that when you are focusing on your breath, your thoughts are controlled. So this is the power of prana. Continue doing that. Inhale and exhale. Slowly we will move without opening the eyes to Brahmari, keeping the same mudra. Just touch your tongue to the upper palate. And all of us together will produce the sound with the lips closed. Inhale all together and produce the sound Once again, inhale and exhale with the sound. You are slowly going deeper. 2 more times we will do. Inhale and produce the sound ma. You are slowly shifting inward. Last round we will do. Inhale and exhale. Do not open your eyes. Keep the eyes closed. And just simply notice how do you feel in this moment. Keep everything aside. and just bring the awareness, the consciousness, your health, your well-being. When there is health, we can be productive, we can be skillful. Maintain the silence and slowly rub your palms together and cup your eyes and then gently open your eyes. So this is just very small practice which we can inculcate in our daily life. If we don't have much time, just by doing 10 minutes of pranayam can help your mind, your body to balance. Pranayama is nothing but the bridge between the mind and body. So just commit to yourself that you give the time to yourself with your work, with the other commitment. Yoga helped me. I hope it helps everybody. Thank you so much. Namaste. Hari Om. I'm so sorry. If anybody would like, before that, if anybody has any short, like few questions related to yoga, they can ask. If anyone, I hope everybody is aware about yoga and they are practicing. It is very popular now. So I hope they don't have any question right now. But all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I think very relaxing session in between all our action-packed tech sessions. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll quickly move to our next session. Can I request one from the event team to put on an extra chair for this session? So this one is on scaling and growth for new age entrepreneurs. We have Mr. Jay Jain, President TiE MP, Mr. Debendra Pradhan, CEO Croatia Technologies. We have Mr. Jacob J, founder Jacobi Chocolatier and former President TiE Kerala, along with the moderator Mr. Prabhat Panda, founder Retrod, for this session. So we'll request the event team to quickly ensure that we have one more chair on the stage. As one more chair on the stage, please. We have 4 speakers now. Yes. Yes, perfect. So, all right, so without any further delay, let's invite all of them on stage. And as they settle down, I'll take this opportunity to introduce each one of them. So Mr. Jay Jain is a dynamic serial entrepreneur, ecosystem builder known for founding 14 companies across cutting-edge sectors such as mobile technologies, fintech, energy, digital media, training and consulting. Through his ventures under Astute Group, Rethinkers Advisory and Iraga Capital, he has consistently delivered innovative future-ready solutions that challenge traditional business model and redefine industry benchmarks. An entrepreneur from the age of 14, he blends visionary thinking with a deep-rooted business acumen inherited from his family background. Ventures span a diverse range from mobile apps and digital content to power infrastructure and startup incubation, showcasing his ability to spot trends and act with agility. He currently serves as the president of TiE Madhya Pradesh, where he fosters innovation and entrepreneurship at scale. So a big round of applause as we invite all of them. We have Mr. Jacob J, a dynamic entrepreneur mentor with deep-rooted passion for fostering innovation and building sustainable ventures. As former president of TiE Kerala, he played a transformative role in shaping the entrepreneurial ecosystem in Kerala. His commitment to entrepreneurship is also reflected in his journey as the founder of Jacobi Chocolatier, a premium handcrafted chocolate brand with a sharp business acumen and an eye for quality. He successfully navigated the challenges of the food industry, emphasizing team trust, precision in operations, and timely delivery, all of which are very essential in a perishable good business. He's also a dedicated mentor and speaker, frequently engaging with early stage startups, accelerators, and incubator programs. We have Mr. Devendra Pradhan, founder and CEO of Croatia Technologies, pioneering startup in underwater robotics, an alumnus of NIT Rourkela, began his career at Mercedes-Benz R&D India, gaining deep technical expertise in CAE and vehicle dynamics. In 2021, co-founded Croatia to revolutionize underwater inspection and problem solving through indigenous remotely operated vehicles and autonomous underwater vehicles. Under his leadership, the company has developed cutting-edge robotics for submerged structure inspection, non-destructive testing, and marine exploration. Croatia gained national attention on Shark Tank India Season 3, where he secured investment from Ritesh Agarwal for 1% equity. With a vision to reduce operational cost and enhance safety, he continues to position Croatia as a leading force in India's deep tech innovation space. And we also have Mr. Prabhat Panda, who is going to moderate the session, a visionary entrepreneur and tech enthusiast known for revolutionizing the hotel tech industry with a dynamic background in banking. His journey led him to create Retroad, a trailblazing venture catering to mid and low segment hotels. His leadership and commitment have driven Retroad's success, redefining guest experiences and streamlining operations in the hospitality sector. So I'll request Mr. Panda to take this session forward from here. And let's give a big round of applause for the entire panel. Thank you.
Thank you, Diksha. I'm little, sad. I don't know. There are few people, they're going for a chai or something. Previous panel was full of enthusiastic entrepreneurs. So we will get them very soon. Last time, 3-4 days back, when, we were talking that such panels we will be keeping, such topics we will be keeping. Very interesting story, I would say. And if I could say in single line, because our topic is mostly scale and grow. I remember back in 2021, the only thing, I was scaling is my credit card limit. So I don't know. I mean, all these, terms in entrepreneurship, all are absolutely new for me. It was absolutely, something very, very odd, terms to digest also. So, but, jokes apart, today is something very exciting. And personally, we all are fortunate enough. We are hosting TiEcon for the very first time in Odisha. And thanks to lovely panelists, they have a huge, experience in terms of entrepreneurship. Today we will discuss, today we will go through the little deeper, how could they scale their business today where they are actually. So I would request, Jacob ji, could you please share yourself little bit to our audience?
Good afternoon. Thank you, AK and TiE Bhubaneswar for having me here. I'm a chocolatier by passion and an ultra cyclist by passion again. By calling, I'm part of a family business. Why chocolate and why chocolate in India? I started chocolate when no one used to talk about Indian chocolate. I started with a very simple ask: why is it that good chocolate cannot be made in India, or why is it that good chocolate is not being made in India? And I went to Germany, etc., to understand this. So while studying there, I realized that good chocolate can be made in India. It's just that my audience will not be the 1.1 billion people who exist in India, but we have a large population which, of course, even if you take a small percentage of it, would be a good percentage. I also understood another fact, that the world per capita average, if you take Switzerland, etc., the per capita average chocolate consumption per person per year was about 12 kilos. And India was 300 grams. So that definitely was a market opportunity which I saw, and I'm trying to live that dream today.
Please, sir. Jay sir, if you could say something.
So, great Jacob, amazing story. And first of all, thanks AK, amazing TiEcon Bhubaneswar. And with the first TiEcon, the kind of the crowd, especially after lunch, again, everybody is so inspiring.
So we got this now.
So, I think एक cheers तो बनता है AK and the entire for the TiEcon यार. Yes, guys.
Cheers. Yes.
Glad yeah. So, although Chocolate King हमारे साथ है, but let me give you the story about my, and especially connect to the topic, I will love to see it. So, being a serial entrepreneur, we are from a business family background. So, I joined my family business since age of 14. And, you know, being from a giant community, we understand the business very well. And especially learning about that, how to sell, that's also important. So, at the age of 21, my brother has come from Japan. He is the brain behind the 4G technology. And at age of 21, I completed my MBA. We thought, let's just start a first company. So since the telecom was a big buzz, I'm talking about 2003-4, okay? And they were talking about it, what it can be said. So I went to the meet with a lot of telecom operators. And the telecom operators told me, okay, there is a big giants are there in Mumbai, Delhi. Okay, they couldn't able to do nothing in a great in West. Okay, that time only the astrology, Bollywood and cricket was selling. Okay, so what you are going to bring, just ensure that you bring it the best one. Okay, make it the differentiation in the quality. So we introduced with a very simple Ganesh Puja application. Is a very, I'm talking about 2004 with the Monsoon Hangama phone and all very small keypad phones. And we launched with this first app. And we told about that what we are bringing as a brand is a bigger than that. And Ganesha was a bigger than the Shah Rukh Khan or a Tendulkar and the Sehwag on those days. And it really went very well. We launched with a 1 rupee subscription, a simple Ganesh prayer application, and we introduced with the devotional application. My first is a 70,000 rupees investment from being on those time. And my first year revenue was close to, as a telecom operator, as a giant gross GMV, what we could call, is 33 CR. So it was an amazing story for that, what it can be sell.
Oh, great, great.
So those telecom days started it and now understood it, this VC game very well, that it's not about raising a money, it is all about taking an exits. So glad that could able to build 14 plus companies, got a good decent exits, and now just getting relaxed in life. So that's about, and just meeting with a lot of family house, that's my hobby. So a lot of people invite me, interact with them. So that's what I'm working with them now, advising them. So this is all about my very small story.
Oh, great. So please do commit before you leave Bhubaneswar. You are going to at least write 5 checks to our startup. Thank you. Devendra bhai, please, if you could share yourself.
Yeah, so hello everybody. So my story started just like any other entrepreneur here. So it just had a very humble beginning. Undergraduate student back in NIT Rourkela, western part of Odisha. Tried to, not only me and a bunch of people tried to develop something which back then was a problem statement launched by the government itself. So as students, we gathered whatever we could. Shortage of money, everything had to be catered. And finally, we developed something to work underwater, which back then was the requirement by Ministry of Earth and Science. And hailing from there, with whatever resources we could accommodate, we ranked first all over India, then went abroad as students and ranked second all over the world. And in underwater, there was a problem statement. You have to solve something autonomously using an underwater robot that will go inside a pool. So there we got an exposure of how big this market is, and we saw that why nobody's working on this, why nobody's talking about this. So having got inspired from there, we decided, me and my fellow people, we decided that to start this full time in the times to come. After graduating, I got on-campus placement in Mercedes-Benz. So there I was working as an engineer close to 4 years. But this was behind, this entrepreneurship planning was behind the scene. It was going. When the time was right, me and the present co-founder, Mr. Biswajit Swai, we started this full time. And yes, we try to solve problems where I would say very less people have ventured till date. Solving something underwater, solving something in the area where nothing can be seen. I would say that we know about galaxies far away than us since many decades, but till now we haven't even explored completely the water present in our this very planet Earth. So that is the complexity and delusion of working in water. So there we work, and at present I am proud to say that the underwater robot developed in this city, Rourkela, our alma mater, has been inducted into Indian Navy for defense purposes.
Lovely, lovely.
So that would be a brief story about it.
Lovely introduction. I think, so see, sir, so, I mean, there is a confirmation of, checks. So, look at the level of, executions and the commitments from Odisha. And, we as also as a startup, I have seen days, me, delivering prawns around 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Today we are at almost 10 CR of GMB. So just 3 years. So Odisha mostly, when I compare myself, next 5 years would be one of the miracle years, particularly for Odisha, in terms of entrepreneurship. So, yeah, lovely. Thank you so much for the introduction. We will start with Jacob ji. Tell us, our audience, when we, talk about the challenges or the problems that, this is the challenges we could work for. What was the sign when you saw that this idea of your, doing a chocolate business from Kerala would scale and do such, bigger? What that sign, or when you got that sign?
It's always good to have an idea. And all of us make project reports which look very fancy. We kind of fool ourselves into thinking that our project report is the best. And this business that we are going to start is going to turn profitable in a year or two. We make a certain set of assumptions, which definitely in my case was proven wrong. And then you kind of try and figure out. So when I started chocolate, I remember there was a very simple assumption that I made saying there are so many weddings happening in Kerala. In each of those weddings, if I can place X amount of chocolates, I am in a good business. Unfortunately, I didn't factor in the fact that Kerala is hot and humid, and I'm trying to make good chocolate. So the minute I kept my chocolate out, it would just melt. So my entire business framework was crumpled and put into the dustbin immediately. So that was the start. So not a very good start to have as an entrepreneur, particularly when you have a lot of eyes watching you, because many people have told you don't do it, right? So everyone and your family have told you why you're doing all this. So then I realized that what I'm trying to do is something which requires attention and a lot of care. So this is when COVID hit. And when COVID hit, suddenly something happened. Suddenly, without I having any role to play, the logistics in our country suddenly became very good. Suddenly, I was able to send my product from down south to Srinagar in 2 days. I was able to send chocolates across the country in 3 days. And this suddenly opened up a market which I didn't know could be looked into. At the same time, I also started looking out for corporates who wanted to gift. And we were doing business. Till one day I got a call from one company which actually asked me, listen, we want 12,000 boxes of chocolate given to 12,000 different people across the country in 2 weeks. Honestly, I had never done 12,000 boxes of chocolate in my life such a short span. As entrepreneurs, what do you do? Yes, I can do it. That's the first thing So I committed to it. They came. I told them why things will not happen and what all could go wrong. And we did the order. We completed the order without any kind of problem. That's when I really understood what I was getting into. Because for a client that big, they had a problem wherein earlier they used to take products, repack it in their offices, send it out. So chocolate for me became a medium, right? Chocolate is something which you want to gift. And we tried solving the problem of trying to gift something to someone, at the same time showcasing to that person that you care about that person. So it's not just sending something. So then came in personalization, ultra personalization, single box customizations. And that was when it really hit me that, okay, I have reached a phase, or I have a business which is scalable, which is pan-India, for me operating down south, provided I maintain the ethos of why I started the business and deliver what I promise, or more than what I promise. And to date, we continue to do that. Some of our best customers today are customers who had a problem, which we sorted out. And most of our business is word of mouth, because just imagine if I had a client to whom I sent 10,000 boxes, I personally had 10,000 people who could talk about my product. And in any business, what happens is we are working in a business, and then we move on from one business to another, right? So if I was working in a business and I got a box of chocolate or whatever, and I moved to another business, and that person gifting comes, so then they said, you know what, there is this company down south which did chocolates for us last year, why don't we do it? And word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth, and suddenly the next year we were looking at an order book which was pretty good. We were not doing any social media intervention till then. So it's just about promising something which you can deliver and delivering it. Of course, the problems are there, but then that's the persistence and resilience that you need.
Lovely. I think those 2 to 3 days you got a clarity that something can be, bigger.
I think clarity.
That was the idea.
Clarity came because I got my set of assumptions right finally. As I said, my first set of assumptions were completely wrong. It sounded very easy. This set of assumptions actually led me to a different set of problems. So while I was joking to some friends and I said, I make chocolate, but I spent more time looking at density of thermocol. I spend a lot of time looking at gel packs, seeing the density of the gel inside, seeing how long an ice, what temperature will it last in. Because that has become my primary need. I may make very good chocolates, but if you don't get it as a good chocolate, I'm not serving any purpose. So,
got it. Thank you. So Jaiji, I have personally, if you could ask me, I have seen, creating a product market fit, again, selling it, taking it to market, the execution. So how do you see, creating a, whatever the product you are going to build or whatever the product you have built so far, making a product market fit with the speed of executions. So how do you see and how do you balance between both of them? I think most of startup founder must be, facing these, issues. How do you balance both of them? Either we go speed and do a lot of marketing, or you look into our product and fix that? How do you balance both of them?
No, I think it's a very nice question, and many of the, especially my mentee companies also ask generally these questions. So it is very important that the product should be at least fit for the market, and it has the time of the execution is also important. So what I generally suggest to my all the mentee companies, and especially the young entrepreneurs on all about that, what happened at the young age, it's very difficult for them to decide whether it's really the product is really market fit or not. So generally I suggest, especially with the TiE also, which is the mentoring, is our one of the key pillar. So I suggest to the young entrepreneurs that, okay, fine, always to have a mentor. Because along with the mentor, you can easily decide, because you are already busy in the operations, but sometimes difficult that whether it's really fit for the market, whether what the customers are saying is really good or not. With the mentors, you can help it and you can go and meet with them. So let me tell you about one more story about, since we built like 7,000 games and apps, but in my, one of the venture, we built one of the India's first wallet company. Okay, so when we built this, which was where we are trying that every time you watch an ad and you are going to get a cashback. I'm talking about even before a Paytm. Okay, so everybody was talking about a wallet and we were launching as a sponsored wallet. Okay, so again, a very tough job. The call was that every time you have to give a cashback, so people are crazy. The people makes a call before that they watch an ad and instantly we give them a 1 rupee credit. So the budget in a first month itself is like 3 lakhs a day, 2 lakhs a day. And we were not a funded guys. And we were very clear that, okay, fine, I don't want to raise a VC fund, which is going to be very costly. And that's where we got a strategic alliances. So we tied up with Tata and Micromax. I hope in 2015, you might have seen the heavy TV commercial during IPL ads. That's by us. So whenever you make a call, before that you have to do. So now we have to check about whether is it market fit or not. So along with the mentors, we met with all the brands as well as to the people. And we will go and check it whether it's good or not. So what happened, when you start observing your customers' feedback, trust me, it gives an amazing vibes, whether it's good or not, and what kind of a money you have to invest around. And especially when money of the Banyas or the Jains, so especially we take care a lot that these kind of a money we have to take care on. So we tied up with that. We got a strategic alliances. My partners have invested close to more than 100 CR for which I didn't get a single rupee of equity. So it's all about a negotiation that how. And they realized, yes, it can really revolutionary change. And that time the cashback the freebies were not there. We were among the first companies who started with this. And the people has adopted like anything. And you might have seen that Micromax has got 4% market share, they're suddenly up to 24% market share. That's along with the story with that. And it went very, very well. Unfortunately, the thing has come, Jio has come. We were giving a cashback as a minutes. And later on that. So, important is, yes, customer can give you amazing feedback, and I think that's fine. And based on that, we put a money. But certain things which is beyond our control, and Jio, I hope everyone know how Reliance works. So it's beyond your controls on that. So things couldn't able to make it sometime. But even those things from 0 to reaching to 10, 15 million subscriber in a less than a year, that was an amazing story. It was an amazing, we made a good amount of money on that side. So idea is all about that, how you think about it. So it's still my suggestion to all my mentee companies, especially young entrepreneurs. TiE is one of the best organizations where the key pillar is a mentoring. And I think all the mentors are available almost at a no cost and always available based on just one call. I think you should utilize this platform. It's an amazing platform. And I really, really admire, I'm associated with TiE almost like more than 10 years. Even my very first company, after this ad call company, we founded one of the Pune's best NBFC, which is now close to $600 million. Again, we got the mentorship from the TiE. So I know how the mentors are there and how they change a life. So I believe at every sector, whenever you are trying to build something around, if you just ask with the mentors, it's an amazing, they give amazing feedbacks, all 360-degree angles, and whatever the mistakes you are going to make after execution, I think they are going to get you aware about before that. And I think with this strategy, if we build the companies, the chances of success is very high. So that's what is all about.
Thank you so much. So we are running late, so we will be a little faster in terms of, so Devendra Bhai, could you please tell us, usually me being a Odia guy, end up, might be few of my fellow colleagues must be doing this. We end up doing everything as a founder. So at what stage, particularly for you, I'm talking about, when you decide, no, I will not going to do anything, and I will hire the leaders. When particularly at your startup it has happened?
I was very clear from the day one as an undergrad student that a person cannot do everything. After all, we are humans, we have our own limitations. It's better to accept, move in a collaborative fashion. That is why in the college itself, a guy who was my batchmate, he's currently the co-founder of my company. So I was very clear that we cannot do everything. In order to build a big ship, just dreaming and me being aligned in a single way and doing everything, one-man army, so that is for the sake of stories. That doesn't work in real life. So currently, moving ahead, after starting the startup, after a few months, after a few years, we realized that yes, more people of more caliber, more mentors, so experienced people, they all have different foresight, they have different vision, they have a very crucial role to play. We will never see the world the way that the other person, experienced person does it. So yes, we were
we need
very
more
clear.
people in a collaborative way, right? So we are running out of time. So Jacob, could you please tell us, you must have raised some rounds so what are the hardest way you learn, investors' expectations? Usually it is a something nightmare thing.
No. You're wrong there. I managed to grow the business with internal funds. Yes, I was very lucky. I am very lucky that I have people calling me up, asking whether they can invest, and I am telling them no. So I'm on a very happy wicket, if you could call it, where I have the complete control of the company, and I was able to generate funds. But that being said, the initial years were tough. I really had to dig very deep into my own reserves and the family reserves to get the company going. So, and I made it a point to take everything on loan. So there was no free money. Even the money I put into the company was on loan. So it was very clear that this is not just something coming in and because you have money, you can put it in. But today we are in a good place where we are generating sufficient money to get things done.
So all right. So we would like to take few questions from the audience. Somebody who is, running a startup, Diksha from side saying only one question you can take. I would request, we will take two questions. Somebody is running a startup. These people have really built a great business, successful, and they are profitable also, and they are globally recognized. So somebody, could you, one or two questions about any challenges you are facing or any, yes, please. You have the mic?
Hi everyone, this is Biraj here. I would like to know how the investors look at the businesses which are kind of operations heavy. We are an agrarian economy. That's a large part of our economy happening out there. So when I try to do something on the agriculture part, there have been many phases to it. So it could be when I enter this scenario, I see that, okay, I could be on the producer side or on the processor side or then exporting. But then always the site comes at the lowest part of the pyramid. Because day one, I won't have the guts or even if I could have the dreams, it seems impossible to just go to the export market and start moving out things. So we would start at bottom of the pyramid. So that is quite operation intensive, that's capital intensive, and it's not very lucrative on that. If I want someone or 100 farmers to be onboarded, how do the investors look at it? I would like to know on that operation heavy, capital intensive ideation phases, can we dream of such things happening at the grassroots level?
So would you like to ask, someone else? Should I ask someone?
I could, I'm greedy, so I can have from all three of
Jaji, if
them.
you could take it.
So let me just ask, and is it correct? So you are asking that how investors look at the capital intensive, operational especially in domain, how they look at.
Yeah, because I come from an IT background wherein we know that things are very scalable when it comes to digital products, when it comes to AI or stuff like all the latest trends. But then when we come to the very non-romantic part of this thing, how do you guys look at it? When you want to put in your money, when you want to bet on the horse that's running on the grounds, what is actually your take? Would you still like to get into this, or you want something fancy or something established, or move there from a couple of steps upwards?
So, okay. So first of all, let me correct it. And on that side, the investor definition doesn't mean only VC. I think we have a Jacob, you can understand. So I love meeting with the now, like so many family house. The reason is there is no need that, okay, fine and out. External money is also required sometime. But obviously, coming to your question, investor has a different things. So it is all depend about that, what kind of a nature of your business and what kind of the team is all about. We have to ask always, and being an entrepreneur, it is not, doesn't matter, it is a capital intensive or it is a non-capital intensive. It is always important that what entrepreneur's team, the founder's team is all about. Okay, what we say is a jockey. And from a horse perspective, okay, what kind of a nature of your business is. If your nature of business is really, which is a highly risk capital intensive, and after that it can be scale it up, then definitely VCs could be an amazing. But you should understand being a baniya, okay, 35-40% ka interest ka paisa hai. So you have to understand that what kind of a money is all about. And if your money can be done with the strategic alliances, that is also, it's again another good option. And sometimes the businesses also needs a debt related. If it is okay, if I can raise a fund between 8 to 10%, and I have a decent money of the 20% income on any of the business, again, that is also a good way. It is all about that, how the nature of the business is. So you have to ask that before going to any investor, you also make sure it what kind of your nature of business is and to whom you are asking. If you are asking to the VC and your business is not highly capital intensive, they are going to say no. It doesn't mean that your company cannot be funded. So that's from my side.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, thank you to our
We will not take any question actually. Yeah. Yes, please.
Yes, thank you to our entire panel. Can we have a big round of applause for all of them? And can I request Mr. Ayushkant Mohanty to join on stage and do the honors to felicitate all of them. We were hoping for some chocolates also, but I guess that's not there.
No, next time he'll come, he definitely will bring.
Absolutely.
What a satisfying session with my friend Jacob and Joy, and you an amazing kind of things. Thank you so much. Keep coming to Bhubaneswar. Keep helping us. Keep investing here also. Thank you so much.
And yes, bring Jacoby chocolate here. Yes, absolutely.
Keep bringing chocolate.
My interest lies there now. What an interesting day this has been, ladies and gentlemen. Since morning, such valuable insights for, I think, for our young entrepreneurs. There's so much takeaways from day one already, and we still have one more day to go. Ayushkant ji increasing his membership on stage while doing the felicitation as well. A focused president for TiE Bhubaneswar chapter. A big round of applause for the gentleman on stage. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to also extend a warm welcome to Honorable MP, Mr. Sujit Kumar, who has joined us. A very, very warm welcome to you, sir, to TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025. And we'll request him and, co-founder Tattva Technology and CEO, Mr. Tapendra N. Senapati, to join. We have a small activity before our next panel discussion. As you know, in the morning, in the inaugural ceremony, we had announced about Catch Them Young, a program where we want to identify entrepreneurs from a young age at school level. And this is a program that TiE Bhubaneswar has taken up in collaboration with Startup Odisha and different schools from across the state. We have some students already. A competition had been organized and they have actually emerged as the winners here. They've been shortlisted as the winners and they would now be receiving a check of rupees 51,000 from our Honorable MP Sir and Mr. Tapendra and Senapati. So I'll request these bright, young, going to be entrepreneurs to join on stage. We must applaud them, ladies and gentlemen. This is the future that you are looking at. And I was just talking to these students. Some of them are of class 8 and 9. I mean, imagine there was a time when none of us could think of anything beyond just playing silly games when we were in class 8 or 9. But these are young entrepreneurs already. Such a big achievement for them. So big round of applause also for this initiative. This is a fantastic initiative. Catch them young. And TiE Bhubaneswar intends to have more such activities involving more such schools across Odisha in the days to come. Yes, please.
Let me tell you about this. Hold on, please. Photographers, please listen first of all. Okay. Good evening, everybody. This Catch Them Young was a 1-year experience of the student, what the TiE people have done. Okay, so we have been going to all the schools, nurturing these people to tell that what is entrepreneurship. Because in Odisha, in India, entrepreneurship word is getting mixed up with businessmen. We are not businessmen. We create new products, we create new research, we create new entrepreneurs, and we create what society wants. Because the entrepreneurs create employability among the society. That is the call of the day. And I'm extremely happy to say that out of so many schools, that 3 schools has come to the recognition of what we can call entrepreneurship. One is the ODM school. They are doing very good. Second is KT Global School. They are also doing very good. And the Kendriya Vidyalaya 3 is also doing extremely very good. But in my 35 years of education research, there is one boy whom I want everybody should focus. He's Subham. No, he's Subham. Where is Subham? Subham? ODM? Okay. Okay. Is there? He's not there. Swayam, I'm talking. Swayam is doing extremely good. Okay, this boy is extremely good. Okay, so I think Mr. Ayaskan Banti, our president, should take care of this boy to see him in the national level. Okay. Thank you so much for the patience learning.
Yeah, so maybe, okay, sir, if you have some time, because we have one more panel discussion after which, so if you have some time, why not? We'll let the students speak a bit. You can, probably we can hand over mics. Can we hand over some mics? Yeah, some of you can volunteer and talk about your projects. It's okay, if not, just feel free and comfortable. Yeah.
So basically, as we know, India is basically majorly targeted towards degree-oriented learning. So the skill-based learning is basically like somewhere just hidden. So I just thought of it, if we implement skills and just introduce it to earn motive, and just based on this, a platform where can students just not only learn skills and earn through it, so it would just satisfy all the goals of life and help them grow in better. Yeah.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Manashmata Sahu, and along my side is Ayush Ray. We are from KT Global School. We are starting a company called Save Bites, which believes in turning leftovers into lifesavers. So our company basically focuses into three major problems of the society. One is food waste, second is women employment, and third is giving people, like majority of the population, the food they wish in a really low price. So that's the idea of our company. When you come to us, we'll let you know more about it. Thank you.
So my name is Tanmay Das and my company's name is Aeropic. And in India, over 60% of the deliveries are delayed due to the traffic. So I am creating an automated drone which would be countering it, and it would be delivering the medicines, supplies, groceries in a faster way and in an efficient way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of them. Thank you, Honorable MP Sir. Thank you, Mr. Senapati. And on a lighter note, way back, years back, when I was their age, the only thing I had was the company of my friends. It's a different thing that these kids are actually planning to start their own company. So a big round of applause for all of them. Fantastic. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll quickly move to our last panel discussion before we end with the closing remarks. So our next session is on promoting startups and business in Odisha. We have all the chairs ready. So this, without any further delay, we would like to invite our panelists and moderator with a round of applause from all of you. Mr. Hiranmay Mahanta, Chief Executive Officer of iHub Gujarat, Mr. Vijay Menon, ED, TiE Global, Mr. Pradyumna Chaudhary, DGM, TiE Bhubaneswar branch, Mr. Durga Prasad Gowda, CEO, AIC, Nalanda Institute of Technology Foundation. A big round of applause, and as they settle down, I'll take this opportunity to introduce each one of them. Mr. Hiranmay is the Chief Executive Officer of iHub Gujarat, a state-supported innovation startup platform established under the Government of Gujarat's Student Startup and Innovation Policy. With a passion for transforming ideas into scalable ventures, he's played a pivotal role in shaping Gujarat into one of India's leading startup ecosystem. Under his leadership, iHub has incubated over 800 startups, built partnerships with national and international institutions, and created a robust support system to nurture early-stage ventures. He has been instrumental in conceptualizing and implementing state and national level startup framework, also serves as a member of the Global Shapers community of the World Economic Forum, frequently invited to speak at national and international forums on entrepreneurship, innovation, and startup policy. We have with us Mr. Pradyumna Chaudhary, DGM, Small Industries Development Bank of India, Bhubaneswar branch, managing operations at Bhubaneswar branch, part of the Eastern Zonal Office. His role includes overseeing local MSME financing, facilitating enterprise development, and implementing SIDBI's mission to support micro and small businesses in the region. We have with us Mr. Vijay Menon, a seasoned global business leader with over 3 decades of rich experience spanning entrepreneurship, consulting, and corporate leadership. Currently serving as the Executive Director of TiE Global, he has led initiatives across TiE's 60+ chapters worldwide, driving impactful programs that educate, mentor, incubate, and fund startups. His professional journey includes 16 years in leadership roles with multinational and Indian corporation, 6 years in business consulting across the telecom and healthcare sectors, and 4 years as an entrepreneur himself, giving him a 360-degree perspective on business growth. With a base in the United States and a truly global outlook, he is driving force behind TiE's mission to empower entrepreneurs at every stage of the journey. And of course, we have Mr. Durga Prasad, startup enabler with an engineering background and over 6 years of experience in the education sector. He brings valuable expertise from his experience at AIC Nalanda Institute of Technology Foundation, a technology business incubator supported by Atal Innovation Mission, where he currently serves as the CEO. In his able leadership, AIC NITF backed the National IP Award 2024 from Government of India and the Best Incubator for Nurturing IP category. He has also been a member of the National Task Force for Vernacular Innovation of Niti Aayog, Government of India, and a speaker at the Startup 20 Summit of G20 India. So I'll request Mr. Durga Prasad to now take this session forward from here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Diksha. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for keeping the energy high till the evening now. And I know it's a very tough task when we do with the last session of the evening. But we have a lovely audience out here who will support us in keeping all the spirits high. Because this session is one of the most very important topics that we have been discussing throughout the day in chunks, but we will discuss it at large here, which is promoting the startups and businesses in Odisha. And I believe with the first edition of the TiEcon Bhubaneswar happening, this churning around various issues in the ecosystem will happen in a very positive note, and we all will move in a very prospective direction. With this, Diksha has already introduced our panelists for the evening. I would request to start from Hiranmay sir. Many of you who would not be knowing, he is a son of the soil, though he is serving as the CEO of iHub Gujarat. And ever since Gujarat started or initiated with the movement of startups in the country, he has been at the forefront of this entire venture. Hiranmay sir, when we talk about promoting startups or businesses in an ecosystem, there's a considerable role of policymakers in that. And that is where government also plays a very significant role, where they try to draft out a policy and outline the major elements that how a group of people, here particularly entrepreneurs, could be facilitated more in their ventures. What has been your experience so far, looking at the various policies level in the state and at nation at large?
Thank you, Durga. Samastuko namaskar. I think a very important point which Durga has asked me. Let me make it very clear. Entrepreneurs does not need much of this thing except 3 M's. The first aim is about right mentorship. The second aim is about right amount of money at right time. And third aim is about access to right markets. If you can solve around for a founder, he can absolutely grow. Unfortunately, आमे जो ecosystem रो शब्दों इस्तेमाल करूँ, the word startup ecosystem that we use, the ecosystem word comes from biology, and in biology most of the processes are organic. Having said that, if you look at the entrepreneur's journey, not everything is organic. There are many inorganic factors like social issues, financial issues, neighbors' perception, government's buying abilities. So while we derive this terminology from biology, assuming that it will organically help the process, there are a lot of inorganic challenges. So therein the role of government become very vital. And honestly speaking, in the Gujarat government, we have much more experience of mistakes than success. And we proudly say that we are more mistake holder than stakeholder, because we try to understand how can we help these people in the journey of mind to market. Within 5 years of our efforts, we realize government has no business in driving startups business, but government has only business of enabling startups business. And that was one understanding which took us 5 years, helping around 10,000 ideas, and around 70% of them failed. But one beautiful thing happened in the process. All the people who got grants, around 7,000 teams in the last 10 years, when they came back to us after 3 years, we never thought that these guys will again come back to us asking for again some little bit of money and mentorship for ideas. And we did an analysis. 70% of the founders who had failed in their first idea came to us seeking for a little bit of support and started their second idea. And more than 50% succeeded in their second idea. That means one thing that we in the government understood, we need to decouple 2 things. Success of a person is different than success of an idea. So if you can go to a financial institution and ask, my company has failed, more often than not, he will try to put in an NPA list, right? Now, how can, as a policy making side, how can we distinguish between an idea has failed and an entrepreneur has failed? This is an important aspect in policy making. So what we did in government, we told we'll reverse the process. We told in terms of mentorship, let us find out right people. TiE is a wonderful platform like that, who has experience of understanding how systems fail and enable that even failure journey as a mentorship, number one. Second thing, in terms of money, we realized that many of these founders are tech founders. Hardly any of them have been taught about basic of finances. Somebody has to guide these guys. So we thought that, okay, let's figure out who will put the money. Either it's a grant or an angel money or a risk fund. So we figured out how government can do that. So we did some fund of fund exercise. We tried to pull in a lot of angel funds. But one brilliant thing happened, and this is what our great minds from Mindtree also told today. that we realized that it is not the government's money which is going to scale things. It is the entrepreneurs' money who made money, who will invest in startups is going to scale things. So we tried to design policies in government saying that, okay, we will not take any equity from the founders who are succeeding. We are not going to get you taxes issues. But your only obligation is to, when some founders comes to you, you need to help them. So the igniting that virtuous cycle of money being created, wealth being created, and that wealth igniting next cycle of wealth was a critical piece of policy learning that we understood. And honestly speaking, for 1 rupee of grant that we gave from our taxpayer account, the market could get 25 rupees within Gujarat. And I think this is a great thing that we can learn. And I will keep on saying what we also learn in the process, Durga. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for making that very relevant point. Taking that from, I'll come to Vijayji now. Vijayji, if you can tell us, because having your last 9 years of experience in the current role of Executive Director, TiE Global also, TiE being a platform where there's a abundance of experience in terms of the professionals who have been a part of TiE, what is that TiE brings on table for the entrepreneurs in any ecosystem?
Yeah, no, I like the point that you made about the fact that it's entrepreneurs who are successful who come back and invest, right? And we are seeing that in the TiE network itself. If you go to TiE Silicon Valley, for instance, it's the fourth round of that happening. I mean, in the 90s, somebody invested. In the 2000s, 90s, Kanwal and Suhas invested. Then they invested in Vani Kola, who's in the next generation, and so on and so forth. So I think one idea, and this is to the Honorable MP, I believe in Nagpur, Nitin Gadkari ji actually told the top 10 HNI families, can you each put 50 lakhs each to put into startups? And it's just a small idea. I mean, I'm sure there are 10 or 20 families here who can put 50 lakhs into, to invest into startups. So ideas like that are what fuel, local ecosystems. And I'm sure, that could happen over here. The other thing is a lot of entrepreneurs in various ecosystems need to get exposure to a different ecosystem which opens up their eyes.
Correct.
So many times we find entrepreneurs from India, actually cohorts from India coming to Silicon Valley because that's like the mecca of entrepreneurship, right? I would say that we should take cohorts of entrepreneurs from Bhubaneswar and other parts of Odisha to even places like Bangalore. Because that again is and TiE can facilitate that. Because we have chapters in Bangalore, we have chapters in Mumbai, we have chapters in Delhi, in Hyderabad. And that will open the eyes of some of the entrepreneurs over here to what is possible. Because we are all limited only by our imagination, right? So if you can open up the eyes, I think, and that will also help them to make connects, in those ecosystems to investors, and therefore, to potential customers. So I think these are some ideas that, can really galvanize the ecosystem.
No, absolutely. And I think I'll take the cue from what Hiranmay sir said, the 3 M's. We at Incubation Center, we say that we deal with 4 M. One is mind, market, money, and motivation. Taking suggestions from both of you on the other 3, I'll come to Pradyumnaji, who tell us a little more about the avenues of money that the founders look for in the initial days, and with your expertise in the banking domain and looking into various sources of finances that the entrepreneurs normally equip them for. How do you see the role of finances coming into the entrepreneurial domain?
Yeah, I think, namaskar, samastunku Raksha Bandhan Ajra Abhinandan. See, questions you raised two, it has 2 parts. One is finances as an entrepreneur or finances supporting entrepreneur?
Finances supporting entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So, basically, I will talk about SIDBI as an institutions that we handle that startup fund of 10,000 crore, which stands fully committed long back, and seeing the response and success of that fund, government has again in this budget, Honorable Finance Minister announced another dose of startup 2.0 of 10,000 crore in the budget. See, I would see that the bankers play a critical role in right time giving the money to the entrepreneur, because the time is the essence at that point of time. When Honorable Finance Minister last year she went to Bangalore, while there was an event was there on the startups. She said something that SIDBI understands MSMEs like none other. She said SIDBI has created, we said, ma'am, we have created a product called venture debt. See, any product, any startup ecosystem you go, you will have to pitch your product and you give some equity, yeah, isn't it? There is a dilution there. But here in venture debt, there is no dilution in the share. You have your 100% shareholding. We don't take anything from you. But we appreciate, because normally bankers, they may not be in a position to appreciate what kind of, what a startup is and what maybe its peculiar needs. So you have to have a different approach altogether for that. Like, second generation, maybe first generation, lot of may fail. Second generation, again, they may be successful. Third, they may be more successful in that. So that we have created. And especially seeing this need of, the startups, we have created specialized people, particularly in Bangalore, Delhi, Bombay, and Chennai. To start with, we are experimenting with that. Those SIDBI officers will be entirely focused, their orientation will be entirely towards understanding the needs of the startup ecosystem and the entrepreneurs. Because unlike a traditional, financing and SME financing is a very, very different between SME financing and startup financing. Yes. So that we understand. We have done that. Besides, SIDBI has another organization called SIDBI Venture Capital Fund, where we are also we have been doing startup financing since last 25 years. So there are people in the organizations who are very, very quite experienced in this field. So yeah.
And SIDBI is also interested with the fund of funds with the government.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Odisha.
yeah. That's that we are doing. Yeah.
Yes. Hiranmay sir, I'll take a question for you for the grassroots problem that Odisha is facing. Ame e sabu conferences re, conclaves re, jete jargons au jete lingo use koruchundi for the startup ecosystem. Odisha re दूरांत अंचल मयूरभंज मालकानगिरी वेस्टर्न ओडिशार कोण कोण पिलामाने जो माने आउ चाहूना कि आमे गोटे चिराचरित भाव में किसी गोटे करूँ किंतु वी ऑल्सो वांट टू बिकम एंटरप्रेन्योर्स आमे बिजनेस करने को चाहूँ स्टार्टअप कौन बुझा चाहूँ गवर्नमेंट रो कौन सुविधा अच्छी हाउ डू वी कनेक्ट देम टू द रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल एट द टॉप एंड what have been your experience, because Gujarat also had remote places which they have drawn in. We can always speak of the culture, but there are major challenges which can be tackled. Could you throw some light on that?
I think this is a very important point, because Startup Gujarat is not Startup Ahmedabad and Startup Odisha is not Startup Bhubaneswar, right? Absolutely. We need to make sure that every last mile person has the same access equality for resources. And in the past 5 years, we realized that wise, region wise, sector wise. We have great companies. 2 unicorns came from Bhubaneswar, which is equal to any other similar states. But how do we make it to next stage is important. But I will again take back my word. Let's not be fuzzy about this unicorn matrix. I think Odisha's needs are different. Odisha's skills are different. Even if we can create 1,000 companies with 20% EBITDA profit margins, creating jobs, solving Odisha's problem, that should be our model rather than copying a Silicon Valley model. We can have our own Odisha model also.
I would say our sky might look alike, but our birds are different. I'll come to Vijayji. Normally, when we talk about ecosystem, Hiranmaji was referring to the biological connotation of the word. But I always see that for the startups to grow in an ecosystem, it cannot be a forest-based natural ecosystem where everything is there and you just need to grow like any other business. For a startup, you need to think like a Jew ecosystem where you have to create interventions so that they grow. With your experience with different TiE chapters worldwide, could you list out a few best practices that probably Bhubaneswar should also adopt and see that necessary interventions are made by the TiE chapter here and the other stakeholders so that we also come up as a better ecosystem to nurture and promote startups?
No, I think one of the things that, apart from capital, I think the other aspect that people in, smaller ecosystems don't have access to is good quality mentors.
Mentors.
Yeah, and I think TiE with, 4,000 charter members across the world is uniquely positioned to offer high quality mentorship. So I would urge the 30, 40 charter members of TiE Bhubaneswar to really, connect startups here with mentors across the world, and all of us are there to help out again, to do that. But that's one area where organizations like TiE can play a big role. Right?
Okay.
Apart from that, I think the TiE Angels India now is getting its own legs, and we started investing actively across India. We definitely should have a smaller group of angel investors here in Bhubaneswar, and who can put up deals to the rest of the angels in India. We have about close to 200 angels now investing actively in India, and that number will only grow. So there again, capital. When angels come in, it's not only capital. Sometimes it's also the network that they bring,
and yes.
which is so important. Yeah, and like I said, other things like one of the things that you told me was there are a lot of startups here which are in the cultural space.
Yes.
Right. I think organizations like NICE, Madan is here. Organizations like a NICE can come and help out over there, where they have a lot of great products which the world doesn't know about, but which could be sold across the world. So, apart from the TiE network can connect you to various, other networks and across the world. Actually.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for making that point. Pradyumna sir, one more question regarding to this financial thing. Normally, gote startup जेतेबेले कोनोसी business start करे, जेकोनोसी छोटो business हो, सीए भाबे मु गोटे छोटो मोरो report बनेबी, application बनेबी, कागज पत्र धरबी, bank को जीबी पैसा मागिबी. But in startup field that doesn't work. Here we talk about angel funding, VC funding, and a lot of the other things are there. When startups or any kind of these kind of businesses, they come to the doorsteps of SIDBI, what is the immediate help they are going to get?
Yeah, as I think is a very wonderful question. we generally differentiate between an MSME and a startup, and we have specialized products for the startups, I would say, like at the venture debt, I immediately said. But we also connect with, we are, SIDBI as an organization is connected with a lot of AI-based funds. India's most top fund houses are with SIDBI. So generally, if we see a very, very good idea, we immediately connect, we try to connect, helping out with a mentorship or maybe with a right kind of funding agencies. So if you can help me out and some sort of, which generally as a mentor, as a banker also, I would say as a banker, rather as a mentor also, we do that, fill in that role and try to see that it gets done. And second thing is, many with the state governments, like in the state government of Odisha, we have a collaboration of 100 crore equity funding in startups also is there. So twice or thrice we have organized such programs in Bhubaneswar, where these fund houses, they are invited to come to Bhubaneswar, and startups are requested to please pitch in your requirement and pitch in your ideas before these. So what he said that you need to be, matchmaking kind of thing should be there. There is a mentor there, there is a fund housing, the fund house is there, and there are startups. So as an organization, besides funding as we do from ourselves, we also try to see how can we, as an ecosystem, how can we help? We talk to, many state governments, we have collaboration for financing startups. We try to help him in the policies. We try to, whenever there is a budget announcement from the central government of India, or whenever there is some sort of policy interventions are taking place, SIDBI always tries to give inputs how you can make the ease of doing business better. See, he made a very nice point that you need to decentralize this kind of event in each district. I think we need to go to that roots. And as an institution, we go to different districts and also raise awareness. Because that besides traditional funding of MSME funding, there is something, as an organization, something is available for the startup ecosystem also. And this is there. So we say that we are there for you.
Correct. Thank you so much. And towards the last leg, I'll take concluding remarks from each of our panelists in just 1 or 2 minutes. Hiranmay sir, you are very aware of the ground realities and challenges that Odisha has. And we believe that Odisha has opportunity in every industry, every sector. Would you like to pick out and give a futuristic vision that if entrepreneurs of Odisha would like to tomorrow come into the space of startups and entrepreneurship, are there any such industries that you look is coming out as a booming industry for them?
I think I will take a liberty of a minute because Sujit sir is here.
Yes.
One thing that we of late realized is, सरकार स्टार्टअप्स को 2 तरीके से हेल्प कर सकता है, या तो रिसोर्स दे के पुश कर सकता है,
yes,
या तो आपकी मार्केट को पुल कर सकता है. The ability for government for pooling your products and services to public procurement is far bigger. Government of India has every year a budget of $500 billion. That's equivalent to 40 lakhs crores of public procurement availability. You'll be surprised to know, last year GEM procured 4 lakh crores, but only 13,000 crores went to the startup founders. Okay. That means we might not be able to create 100,000 crores of funding for you, but we have 40 lakhs crores of market available. So if we can create an enabling factor of trusting these founders, rather than rejecting them, say that your products might fail, you might not deploy the solution, if you can enable, and that's what we're doing in the government now, up to 1 crore, we are trying to liberalize how systemic bureaucracy can be little liberalized for enabling startups. That is one thing that we can do really well. Regarding sectors, I believe you saw some of the great founders in robotics all coming out of Odisha, great institution. We did one thing which really paid off in Gujarat. Every university since last 5 years, we give equal number of medals for toppers to equal number of medals for founders who are graduating from that batch. This single intervention have changed our perception altogether. So every year around 20 people get gold medals for being topper in the class. Every year around 20 founders who didn't take job, but they created jobs, also get the equal stage. So if you can do some perception changing exercise in terms of changing the little framework, I think this will go a long way. And the third important thing which is important for Odisha is, if our neighbor will appreciate we are doing entrepreneurship, we will do that, right? We need to change the social perception. Every year, I do 12 roundtables with Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat. We call it At Home, where I take both failed founders and the parents of the failed founders also. We have an interaction of what they learn from the exercises. And this little gesture of the head of the state outreaching to the parents and their societal stakeholders saying that, boss, it is your idea which has failed, not you have failed. I think this little bit of soft gestures matters a lot. If you can decouple these two things, I can think we'll go. Coming to your sectors, blue economy, energy, resources, mining, these are great areas, and I think Odisha will do fairly well in GCC and entire ecosystems too. I mean, we are one of the leading educational hub. EdTech has a lot of futures. Sustainable energy has a lot of futures. And I will urge to TiE president here that, let us not restrict only ODIA founders creating wealth here. In Silicon Valley, if you go and ask their Aadhaar card equivalent, 80% are not their domestic local people, right? Allow people who can come and create wealth here. Allow people who can come and integrate into your supply chain and valuation. If you create wealth, I think that will ignite a lot of things. So I think sector agnostic,
Wonderful.
but little liberal. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing such valuable points. Vijayji, quickly, we are running short of time. If you can tell us, because TiE also means and stands for collaboration. And we know that the power of collaboration can enhance any ecosystem. Your last views on the part that how could TiE collaborate with various stakeholders in the ecosystem and make Bhubaneswar's ecosystem or Odisha's ecosystem grow?
No, I think I was so excited and enthused by the fact that we had all these high school students here coming and talking about their ideas. If there's one thing that we can do in the Odisha education policy, if you can make a course on entrepreneurship mandatory at high school and college level, I think, that will make, at least it'll open up the minds. It'll take a generation, but we have to move from being, job seekers to job givers. So I think that's a step that you need to take, a basic step, I would say.
Pradhanji, your last points on that and the message that you would like to pass on to the entrepreneurs who look forward that finance would not be a problem for us and you have good professionals to reach out for.
Yeah, that's... but I would like to request, the young entrepreneurs, whoever come to bankers or for SIDBI or whoever maybe. See, I have interacted with a lot of startup people who come to me for financing. But when they come to meet and they discuss, they're least prepared actually sometimes. Bankers lose confidence. I lose sometimes. I try to, though initially I try to be very, very, engaging with them. I just try to understand. But they come with, I think there is some lack of confidence in their whatever the idea they have, or maybe they simply say, this is my project report, you please see. It doesn't work that way. Say project report, financer will say, okay, leave that, let us discuss. So when you discuss some ideas with him, sometimes he becomes very clueless. And so you be very, very thorough in whatever there should be absolute clarity in what you're doing. Whether it is a business ideas or whatever solutions you are providing to the problem statement you have, you must be very, very thorough in that. Then bankers get confidence, okay, I am able to fund this project, yeah.
Correct. Wonderful. I think...
I think TiE can help actually in that, something like this, actually presentation skills, telling the story. I mean, we should do sessions on these things to, build the entrepreneurs over here.
Absolutely. I think all great points been made. There is so much that we could think and collaborate with every part of the ecosystem, with every stakeholder to come together and bring a strong and robust ecosystem out of Odisha, because as it was said in the morning today, Odisha is the growth engine for the country in the coming 25 years to make the dream fulfill of Viksit Odisha and Viksit Bharat. And each one of us has a role to play, and entrepreneurs definitely are at the top of the story into this. I think may it be incubators, policymakers, various other subsidiaries in the government, communities, industries, mentors, everyone needs to come together, and that is what we will be building, a great supportive ecosystem for the startups in the state, and keep promoting and nurturing startups in the state of Odisha. Thank you so much for a very patient listening, and thank you to all the panelists who made their points and had a great round of discussion. Thank you so much. Over to you, Diksha.
Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for our panel? Very interesting discussion again. So I'll, without further delay, will request the President of TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Ayushkant Mohanty, to join us on stage, do the honors, and also present tokens of appreciation to our panelists for this wonderful discussion. And of course to the moderator for ensuring that we are finishing on time.
Special thanks to my brother, So in spite of all his problems, personal problems, he could make it. I'm so happy he's on my for him.
The perfect group photograph for our last panel. Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen. Before we move to our end, the closing remarks, we will request first a small activity here again. As you know, we had done this in the beginning as well on homegrown entrepreneurs and how we are supporting them. So we had earlier felicitated one of the homegrown entrepreneur who's already received a check of 20 lakh from Mr. Another Prasad Padhi. And right now we have 3 more such homegrown entrepreneurs to whom we would be handing over the checks. But before we do that, we have a video on Bhubaneswar Angels. We would want all of you to take a look at it. I'll request people at the back, if you can please settle down. We haven't, we have a closing remark, so I'll request everybody, those at the back, can we please request everyone to please settle down. We'll just finish and then, you all can network, have your cup of tea. Can we request everyone to please get settled now? Yes, so can we have the video, please?
Revolution. TiE Bhubaneswar and Bhubaneswar Angel are at the forefront of this transformation, creating a powerful trinity of support for entrepreneurs. Through strategic networking opportunities, we connect visionaries with industry leaders. Our comprehensive mentoring programs pair ambitious startups with seasoned experts who've walked the path before. And when it's time to scale, our funding ecosystem ensures promising ventures get the capital they need to soar. This year's TiEcon Bhubaneswar promises to be the ultimate convergence point, where groundbreaking startups meet forward-thinking investors, where ideas transform into investments, and where the future of entrepreneurship takes shape. Join us at TiE Bhubaneswar, because every great business story begins with the right connection, the right guidance, and the right opportunity. Your entrepreneurial journey starts here.
All right, that was the video on Bhubaneswar Angels. I'll request member and of course Secretary TiE Bhubaneswar, Mr. Another Prasad Padhi, to please join on stage. And we would like to request our young entrepreneurs to also join one by one, starting with Mr. Chandrasekhar Chitrala, Alum Network. We'll be handing over a check of 12 lakh to him. And before we do that, we also have a video on Alum Network, so we'd like to take a look at it. Yeah, just realize that. Get hearts.
The world's largest community of entrepreneurs.
Yes. So can we have for Alum Network? That was for my e-farm, that's okay. Can you play?
At TiEcon Bhubaneswar today, we witness a defining moment in India's startup ecosystem. Investor Anada is about to present a 12 lakh rupees investment to Chandrasekhar, founder of Alum Networks Private Limited. Their journey began right here at TiE Bhubaneswar chapter, where a simple conversation sparked the potential for revolutionary change in alumni engagement. Alum Networks has cracked the code that educational institutions have struggled with for decades: how to meaningfully connect with their alumni while generating sustainable revenue. Their zero-cost alumni engagement platform features cutting-edge technology, including white-labeled iOS and Android apps, and their innovative Alumzine system. With over 1 million Alumzines already delivered and multiple premier institutes onboarded, Alum Networks is aggregating India's top earners, alumni, onto a single, globally scalable platform. This isn't just an investment, it's backing a vision that has unicorn potential. Today, at TiEcon Bhubaneswar, we celebrate the power of connection, innovation, and the entrepreneurial spirit that drives India forward.
All right, that was all about Alum Networks. We have Mr. Chandrasekhar Chitrala. We would request Mr. Badi to now hand over the check of rupees 12 lakh to him. Our very own homegrown entrepreneurs, this is just a small initiative to help them, back them, like we've been talking. The TiE ecosystem, the Bhubaneswar Angel ecosystem, trying to nurture our homegrown entrepreneurs. Thank you and congratulations. We wish you all the best. Our next homegrown entrepreneur, we would like to invite on stage Ms. Swasti Mishra, My E-Farm. Before we hand over the check to her, we also have a video on My E-Farm, so we would like to take a look at it.
TiE, the world's largest community of entrepreneurs. This is where investor Anada Padhi met Swasti, founder of My Farm 4 years ago.
Swasti's vision was bold: connect marginal farmers directly with consumers through technology. No middlemen, no exploitation, just transparency and dignity.
What started as an early stage idea has flourished into a thriving platform, supporting over 6,000 farmers across 3 farmer-producer organizations in Odisha.
Powered by a multi-vendor platform with over 100 smart features, vernacular seller dashboards, inventory management, and mobile-first ordering tools.
These aren't just features. They're enablers of empowerment. Farmers who never used digital tools now list products, manage orders, and receive payments directly.
First-time rural entrepreneurs selling online confidently and independently. Thank you, TiE community.
So grow your own subscription model. Interesting. My E-Farm, Ms. Swasti Mishra, being handed over a check of rupees 5 lakh. I have already asked the same question. All right. Aishkan Babu Pachale Ame Jibuki, so I said, I have already asked the same question to Mr. Padhi. So, okay. And the last but not the least, Mr. Saroj Padhi from BIM Edge. I'll request him to join in. And of course, we'll also see the video before we hand over the check.
This is the power of TiE Bhubaneswar, where entrepreneurs meet visionary investors. Meet Mr. Saroj Kumar Padhi, founder of BIM Edge, solving construction industry challenges through building information modeling. At a TiE networking session, Mr. Saroj met Mr. Anada, a seasoned investor who immediately recognized BIM Edge's potential. In just 2.5 years, BIM Edge has served over 10 major clients, saving them crores through smarter, data-driven construction solutions. But Mr. Anada's support went beyond just funding. Through TiE's platform, he provided invaluable networking opportunities, strategic mentoring, and business guidance, helping transform BIM Edge from a bootstrapped startup to an operationally profitable company. Today marks a milestone: Mr. Anada's 5 lakh investment in BIM Edge, celebrated here at TiE Bhubaneswar. This is more than funding. It's validation of how TiE creates lasting partnerships between entrepreneurs and investors. TiE Bhubaneswar, where innovation meets investment, mentorship meets growth, and entrepreneurs like Saroj meet champions like Mr. Anada.
All right, that goes about his startup, and of course, check of 5 lakh being handed over again by Mr. Padi. A big round of applause. Congratulations to all our homegrown entrepreneurs, and we wish them all the best for their future journey. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Padi, for doing the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll request everyone to stay settled because we are moving towards the end of our day one, and we are very privileged to have amidst us Shri Sujit Kumar, Honorable Member of Parliament from Odisha, for the closing ceremony, a dynamic policymaker, innovation advocate, and a strong voice for youth-led growth. Known for his deep engagement with technology, entrepreneurship, and governance reforms, Shri Kumar has been at the forefront of national discussions on digital transformation and inclusive development. With a clear vision to position Odisha as a hub for innovation and enterprise, he continues to champion policies that empower startups, uplift communities, and drive sustainable progress. It'll be an honor to now request him to deliver the closing remarks. Can we have a big round of applause as we invite him on stage? Those at the back, can I request Romani Chidai Chandi, please settle down, please be seated.
Good evening, namaskar, and I'm from Western Odisha, so we say Juhar. Thank you, TiE Bhubaneswar, Ayushkant Babu, and the entire team for inviting me. I have come from Delhi only for this event. I was supposed to be in Koraput with Honorable Chief Minister, but I learned that he is coming for this event tomorrow, and I'm going back to Koraput tonight to be with him for some political event, and then Honorable CM will fly back to Bhubaneswar, and I'll go back to Delhi from Vizag tomorrow. So, though it's a hardest 2 days for me, but I would not miss this event. Thank you. You know, as politicians, we get invited to dozens of events every week. Whether we know the subject or not, we are invited as speakers. But trust me, the entrepreneurial ecosystem of Odisha is something which I'm deeply passionate about, and I believe I'm part of this ecosystem because I have invested in a couple of startups. Not often do you see a politician investing in startups, but I believe it's necessary to be part of this ecosystem, and hence I'm particularly delighted to be here. I must compliment your team, entire team, Ayushkant Babu, for hosting this TiEcon in Bhubaneswar. I believe this is the first event. And this will not only showcase Odisha as a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship, but also it will encourage our entrepreneurs, our startups, and the young minds. We recently felicitated the students who at such a young age were able to come up with such brilliant ideas. And thank you for this Catch Them Young initiative. And I believe that this platform will give an opportunity for our startups and entrepreneurs to network, to learn from some of the best minds in this area who have come from far and wide. And those who have come from outside Odisha, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to our beautiful state and to this beautiful city of Bhubaneswar. I understand that tomorrow there will be discussions on AI. I'm very unfortunate that I'll miss the discussions because this is an area where I've been now deeply involved with, and I believe these discussions will help position Odisha as a cluster for innovation in the area of AI and how AI can bring out inclusive growth in our state. And before I make my remarks, and I promise you I will not take more than 10 minutes because it's a long day. I understand it has been a long day for you. And at the end of a thought-provoking long day, no one really wants to listen to the rant of a politician. So I understand that. I'll be very short. But before that, let me tell you that this is the book which I wrote and published in the month of April. And I'm shamelessly promoting my book here. This is my book. So the book is titled AI on Trial, and the book explores the legal liabilities and accountabilities of AI models, AI systems. Because as you all know, AI has become all pervasive. There's not any walk of life where AI is not now deeply entrenched. But unfortunately, our regulation has not kept pace with the massive transformation of AI. We do not have adequate regulatory framework, nor do we have judicial precedents. But increasingly, AI is being used by criminal elements. AI is now becoming the issue of many litigations. But our judicial fraternity is handicapped because we do not have any legislative framework. And it's not only the challenge in India, but across the world, barring a few AI regulations. The EU AI Act, State of California has a very robust legislation because most of the tech companies are based there. UAE has one, South Africa has one, and so on and so forth, but very few countries have at this point some kind of regulation. We certainly don't have one. We have some guidelines. Niti Aayog and METI have come up with some guidelines. But I have argued in this book that it's time we come up with some robust regulations and regulatory framework if we have to, play the role of an AI leader in the days to come. Now, I really like the theme of this conference, celebrating entrepreneurship. Why should we celebrate entrepreneurship? I believe we should celebrate entrepreneurship because it is the growth engine of any economy or of any nation. When Honorable Prime Minister has given the clarion call of being a Vikasit Bharat by 2047, and I strongly believe in this goal, in this vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, this goal cannot be achieved unless we celebrate entrepreneurship. 2047 is too far. Let's talk of near-term goals. He has also inspired us to reach the goal of a $5 trillion economy in the next 2-3 years, and to become a $1 trillion digital economy probably by end of this year. So to achieve these goals, whether they are short-term goals or the long-term Vikasit Bharat goal, we have to celebrate and support entrepreneurship. And secondly, we need to celebrate entrepreneurship because you are the ones who generate wealth for our nation. You are the ones who generate jobs for our country. And I have the highest regard for two categories of people, for our defense personnel and for entrepreneurs. And I genuinely mean it. I have the highest regard for entrepreneurs and for defense personnel. And thirdly, how entrepreneurs or enterprise is treated by a society tells a lot about the character of that society. Hiranmay comes from, he's the son of the soil, he's from Odisha, but he is now the CEO of Startup Gujarat. And no one better than him can tell us. By the way, Gujarat's gain is our loss, and we'll definitely try to pick his brain. We'll definitely try to pick his brain and seek his expertise to support us also. I do understand that Honorable Prime Minister comes from Gujarat. We are not so lucky here, but we'll certainly seek assistance from Hiranmay and others, of course. And I mean, I don't want to compare here between states, but Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Karnataka, they are far ahead in terms of enterprise or in terms of support for enterprise and entrepreneurs. Though of late, we have now embarked on this journey called Purvodaya, which again is the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister. When he talks of Purvodaya, he talks of states like Odisha, Bengal, Assam, Northeast, which will be the growth engine of the country in the years to come. But honestly, we had, centuries back, millennia back, we had a very, very thriving entrepreneurial culture both in our country and in our state. But somehow that culture has been, I wouldn't say been lost, but has got mitigated in many ways. I'll give a small example, South Korea. South Korea got independence in 1948. Very small nation. Our population is 45 million, 4.5 crore. South Korea's population is 43 million. It's roughly the same size of Odisha. And we got independence in 1947. But today see where South Korea is. South Korea is an OECD country. Somehow we lagged. Somehow our country, because of whatever reasons, because of the kind of educational structure that we established post-independence, because of the neglect of primary education, we lagged behind. But I'm glad that government has now become very cognizant of the fact that we have to celebrate entrepreneurship, we have to support our entrepreneurs, we have to respect our entrepreneurs. And you know, during the previous panel, I gathered most of all the three panelists, and I believe this would be the view of almost everyone here, that to have a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem, apart from the institutional support network like TiE or incubators, accelerators, and apart from enabling government policies, what you need the most is a favorable societal attitude. And Hiranmai, you mentioned about failure, right? You mentioned about the fact that in Gujarat you celebrate failures as well. We need to build that culture here in our state. Let's start with at least accepting failure. We can come to celebrating failure later on. Today Silicon Valley because not only is there tolerance and acceptance of failure, but failure is indeed celebrated, because failure is the stepping stone to success. And as Hiranmai said, he gave some statistics, how ventures which have failed previously have gone forward to succeed subsequently. And also respect for entrepreneurs, respect for business. You know, again, you know, there's no generalization here, but in our state, we do not have respect for the business community or for entrepreneurs. If someone is into any enterprise, then people from the state will relate to it. We say a beparita, as if it is a crime to be a bepari. What is wrong to be a bepari? They generate wealth for the country. They pay taxes, which keep our economy well-oiled. So unless we change that attitude, that mindset, I believe it will be difficult to build that ecosystem. And that onus is on TiE to create a favorable ecosystem, not only institutional ecosystem, but societal attitude. And I think there is not much related to entrepreneurship that I need to speak here, because, I mean, talking about entrepreneurship to this audience would be like preaching to the choir. So, without talking much about entrepreneurship, I'll very quickly talk about some of the government policies that have been announced by either Government of India or the state government here, which will enable entrepreneurship. But I strongly believe, and I emphasize this again, that I strongly believe that there was never a better time to be an entrepreneur in India. If there was ever a better time to be an entrepreneur in our country, it is now. And why do I say it? Just look at some of the statistics. Demography. We have a population of 1.4 billion, 140 crores. Half of it is under 25. 70 koti amara janasankhya 25 varshru kam. 70 crores Indians are below 25. I mean, companies, corporates, countries are, you know, they are itching to enter India, to enter this market. Look at the size of our middle class. By 2030, the size of our middle class will be at least 1 billion. Which country will give you this kind of numbers? So whether it's your product, your service, any kind of idea that you have, any kind of, you know, venture that you start or embark upon, this is the market, this is the place. And the base is so low here, whether it's healthcare, education, mobility, you name it. Base is so low and the size of the opportunity is so humongous that I think our demography, which we call demographic dividend, is going to support entrepreneurship in a way that was never seen before. The second reason why I believe this is the time is because of digitization. Today we have 1 billion Indian citizens on internet. Close to a billion, maybe 850 million, 860 million. Close to a billion Indians are on internet. Last year, a guess, please hazard a guess, how many UPI transactions did we did in a year? We did 200 billion, 200 billion UPI transactions in one calendar year. When I tell this to my European and American friends, it takes them a couple of minutes to even, comprehend the size of the number. 200 billion transactions. For the last few months, we have been making 20 billion UPI transactions every single month. Every single month, 20 billion UPI transactions. 49% of the global UPI transactions are from our country. I mean, I could go on and on with numbers. But the idea is that today, when our Honorable Prime Minister gives us a goal of $1 trillion digital economy, it's not an empty slogan. There is a reason why he has given us this goal. Because we can achieve it, and we can achieve it by the end of this year. And then we will target $5 trillion digital economy. And maybe a few years down the line, $10 trillion digital economy. Third reason why I'm so optimistic about India's future is because of what I call decarbonization. Now, climate change is a reality which we all know. Which country is going to create the most opportunities for entrepreneurs, for startups in combating climate change? It's us. Again, the Prime Minister has articulated his goal of reaching net zero by 2070. And of course, there will be interim goals, there will be interim milestones. And to achieve this goal, the government has come out with many, many policies. We have an EV policy, we have a national green hydrogen mission, we have a Pradhan Mantri Surya Bijli Yojana. You name it, endless number of policies are there to support any innovative idea in this area. $2 trillion is going to be invested in the green economy over the next 5 years. $2 trillion. Take your pick. How much are you going to be part of this? Enabling policies. I mentioned at the beginning that, I'll talk about the enabling policies. Look at the budget. Look at the budget 10 years ago, or maybe 5 years ago, and look at the budget today. Look at the 2025 budget, and you will understand how serious the government is to support startups and entrepreneurs. In the previous panel, mention was made of the fund of funds. We have 2 fund of funds now. We have two very impactful policies, one for supporting startup in the deep tech and space domain called InSpace. We have a policy called IDEX to support startups for the defense sector. Just defense sector alone is now creating so many opportunities. We were a country that imported over 90% of our defense products. And our defense export was roughly 8 to 10 crore. 8 to 10 crore. Just a decade ago, we were exporting defense product worth only 10 crores. Today, our defense export is 24,000 crore. And we have a target of reaching 50,000 crore in the next 2 years. Imagine the kind of opportunities that you can leverage on. There are 2 defense industrial corridors, one in UP, one in Tamil Nadu. And we are trying to get a corridor for Odisha. So if you are into drones, UAVs, if you are into thermal imaging, satellite imaging, get into this sector. There is plenty of opportunity now for anyone interested in deep tech, space, defense. 50,000 Atal Tinkering Labs for government schools was announced in the budget. all the government schools will have broadband connectivity, 5G broadband connectivity in the next year or so. Now we have 4 centers of excellence in AI, one for education, one for mobility, one for urban infrastructure. We have 20,000 crore for R&D, only for the private sector. I've always cribbed that as a nation we don't spend enough on R&D. You know, the spend on R&D for our nation is only 0.7% of our GDP, which is pathetic. You know, comparable numbers, South Korea spends 3.2, China spends 2.5, Israel spends 4.2. So I've always argued that we should spend more on R&D. And you know, government, I would really compliment the Honorable Finance Minister that in this year's budget, she has earmarked 20,000 crores for R&D. You can be part of that. If you have any research input, if you have any research component in your startup, please avail of these funds. It's meant for you all. One request which we always got as members of parliament was from the startup world was to extend the tax holiday. And again, thanks to Honorable Finance Minister that she has extended the tax holiday for startups by another 5 years, which was ending on 31st of March 2025. One scheme which has not got the attention, one announcement which has not got the attention which it should have, which was pronounced in the budget, is that now we have 5 lakh women, SC, ST, and first-time entrepreneurs who can avail up to 2 crore term loans. 2 crores, up to 2 crores. 5 lakh, half a million women entrepreneurs, SC, ST entrepreneurs can avail up to 2 crore, 20 million. You know, endless, we can go on and on and on talking about policies, but I think the message is loud and clear that the government is very, very keen to support startups. And I'll end with one landmark legislation that the parliament passed in 2023 called the Jan Vishwas Bill. When in 2014 this government came into power in Delhi, Honorable Prime Minister gave the slogan of minimum government, maximum governance. And he actually walked the talk by getting his government to pass this Jan Vishwas Bill. How many of you have often, you know, banged your head for some stupid legislation? You know, there was a provision in our statute book where if an employer or if the owner of a factory didn't whitewash the washroom used by the workers, then that factory owner could be jailed for 6 months. I agree that, you know, the washroom should be whitewashed every 6 months. Why 6 months? Let's whitewash it every month. But 6 months jail term, these were the kind of provisions we had in our statute book. But Jan Vishwas Bill has repealed 180 of such laws. And that's all meant for you. And now Jan Vishwas Bill 2.0 is coming. I hope in the winter session of Parliament we'll have Jan Vishwas Bill 2.0. So these are all, I gave you a laundry list of some of the announcements that were made in the budget, some of the policy statements, because I genuinely believe that government is very serious about supporting entrepreneur startups. And I genuinely believe that this is the best time to be an entrepreneur. Seize the opportunity. The nation needs you all. The nation needs startups, entrepreneurs, and the country is looking forward to building a Vikasit Bharat with your all help. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your very insightful address and for letting us know that, what the government is doing in terms of and what are the facilities that the entrepreneurs can benefit from. But of course, we would like to take this opportunity to also felicitate you for taking out time from your busy schedule and being a part of TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025, letting all the entrepreneurs know about all the incentives, the policies of the government that they can take advantage of. So we would like to take this opportunity to felicitate, I'll request President TiE Bhubaneswar, Shri Ashkan Mohanty, to do the honors. Really grateful for your presence on the first day of TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it brings us to the end of the first day of TiEcon Bhubaneswar 2025. Can we have a huge round of applause for all our speakers, our lovely audience, our panelists, everybody. What a wonderful action-packed day this has been, starting on time, ending almost on time. We are hoping to continue with the same spirit tomorrow morning as we start very quickly at 10 o'clock. So I'll request everybody to please join us here by 9:45 a.m. so that we are able to start on time exactly at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we are expecting the Honorable Chief Minister to be there for the valedictory ceremony, and which is why it's very important that we start on time tomorrow and complete all our sessions on time.
All the startups have a picture session.
Can we invite all the startups, the founders to come on stage, founders, co-founders, and, so that we can have a group photograph. Yes.
Can I ask the startup who have participated today for evaluation, all the members and evaluators to come to the stage, please, for a photo session. Sir, and also tomorrow those people who will be selected, or those startup will be selected, will be asked to come to the stage. Can you please come as soon as possible? All the startup who has been called for assessment, please. And evaluator also.
So startups, evaluators, everyone requested to be here on stage. A group photograph and yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. Let's make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Mane be sorry gala atra sammas ka energy says. Yes, we want that yo, ye, whistles, claps, everything happening together. Thank you, everyone. And once again, you all have been a wonderful audience, hoping to have all your presence tomorrow morning as well. Like I said, we are expecting Honorable Chief Minister for the valedictory ceremony. We would like to start on time, end on time, so we'll request everybody